The Comic-Con that is a mile above the rest returns in 2013, and it's bigger than ever.
That's right. Stan Lee's going to be at Denver Comic-Con this year.
They also have George Takei at Denver Comic-Con 2013.
Plus Kelly Hu and Will Wheaton.
Friend of the podcast, Georges Jonty, will be there. So go online to denvercomiccon.com where you can buy tickets. Stay tuned. VIP tickets for Stan Lee will be available.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast of Denver Comic-Con, a podcast best listened to through Tweaked Audio earbuds. If you go to tweakedaudio.com and enter Real Nerds into the discount code coupon line, you will get a third off of your entire order. Does that sound awesome, James?
That sounds great. Man, why can't Brian do that every week? Oh, because he's an alcoholic. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed, I'm Brad, and
I'm
this is James.
Yeah.
And our usual host creator
talent
of the show, is not here with us because he is coked out of his mind.
Yeah. They finally caught him. And
About time.
You know, the only thing they could do was just lock him in a room for a while until he
detoxed.
got out of his system. It's really serious.
It's really sad. He's fallen far from grace, and we will miss him. And to celebrate his life, we will do the best damn show we can.
Yeah,
and that includes.
And hopefully next week we'll do a podcast from his cell. We're hoping that they'll let us pass the mic through, like hold the mic up to the
bars?
phone.
Oh, the phone.
And he'll be on the other side, and then we'll talk about whatever movie they're watching in jail. Probably something in black and white, because every time I see a movie where they watch movies in jail, they're always black and white movies. I don't know why.
Maybe they only have black and white TVs.
Yeah, probably. I think they're usually watching the movie on a security TV anyway, so I think they're only in like black and white and blue, like a dog's vision, something like that. But anyway, it's
black
really
and white and blue.
Yeah, I think dogs can only see black and white and blue. But anyway,
I thought they were just watching Frankenstein.
Anyway, if you haven't noticed, there's other people on the show.
That's
week.
right.
That's why we like to sneak in.
We are surprised.
We're continuing the streak of.
People get beat up in.
Yeah.
We're continuing the streak of filmmaker interviews on the show.
like every week.
We're on a roll. And this week, we actually have a couple of returning filmmakers.
First returnings?
No, actually, Dan has been on the show twice now, but you're the first returning filmmakers.
Solid.
So there you go.
Well, Glenn is kind of a returning filmmaker because
no. You
we
deleted
burned
his
his
first interview.
interview.
That's not the same.
on accident. Yeah,
That's not the same
That
at
isn't
all.
the same.
No.
I get to be in a screening of Midget Zombie Takeover.
Oh, really?
It's the 2nd of May at 7:00 at the Oriental Theater.
Very cool.
And they're showing Midget Zombie Takeover, some films by the Nix Bros, Patrick Sheridan, and my Good Cop short.
Very cool.
So it'll be with there. So if you want to see that guy's movie, it's going to be a good time that night, and after party afterwards.
Yeah.
Hence the after part.
We know Patrick Sheridan. We met him once.
we
He's a
interviewed him,
badass.
and you will hear that interview shortly.
Growlix, the dudes who are just released a pilot on Amazon Prime to those who can't, I believe.
I've seen the pilot. It's fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
Damn it. I'm shouting him out because I haven't watched it yet, and I felt such a guilty piece of shit. Yeah.
Who are you?
My name, actually, well, you're a returning filmmaker, so we'll let you get that out of the way. I'm sorry.
Oh, do I get to introduce the
Yeah, I was going to say, please introduce yourselves again
Oh, yeah.
for those who may not have heard
Say
your
who
episode.
you guys are.
I thought I was going to give like a Buenos introduction, like coming in at 5'7",
You can still do it.
bustling black hair like the Black Panther, stalking his prey in the desert. Andrew Bueno, filmmaker, writer, AD extraordinaire.
Very
Is this guy?
Welcome to the
God,
show.
I feel sexy now. Thank you.
I really do him a solid.
Everybody feels sexy on this show.
It's a sexy show.
Yeah.
And my sexy voice is Matthew O'Connor, Matty O speaking.
And this is Spencer Kane.
There we
Hello.
go.
Welcome back,
Glad to be here.
guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming back.
And they're here to talk about their movie. But first, before we get to their interview, we're going to knock out some things that are kind of smaller in the show, and we can get out of the way because Ryan's not here to tell us how to do the show.
Yeah.
So let's tell people what movie we watched this week.
Well, we went and saw Pain and Gain, that new Michael Bay movie.
Excellent. And
Well,
let's...
first, we're going to do... so what was big at the box office last week?
That's right.
This is the box office stats.
What was it, James?
The Oblivion, of course, with like $37 million.
Awesome.
Tom Cruise autograph today, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We got some posters where he had a stamp, and he put his stamp on the poster.
Printed Tom Cruise autograph posters.
I guess we missed him by 20 minutes, but that stamp.
It's like
Yeah.
every Wheaties box with Tiger Woods on it.
I'm going to cut it out, and I'm going to sell it to one of those, like, that store right next to the Suncoast, in the mall that's always got signatures. Well, that was that segment. That was good. We're really flying through this show this week, guys.
Yeah, it's only been like 2 minutes. It's great.
Yeah, this is fantastic, man. It's great. Ryan's not here.
Maybe people want to know what DVDs came out last week?
They probably
Or
do.
they're going to come out this week?
Uh,
God, I'm already screwing it up.
Yeah, it's really bad. You're the worst at this.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Silver Linings Playbook is the big one.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, that was good.
That movie made me think that I have a mental disorder.
Well,
Made me want to think I had a mental disorder.
I totally felt like I had bipolar disorder after watching that. I was like, that's totally me.
oh yeah.
I bet everyone
sure.
in America was like, I'm sick like that, dude.
That's funny because tonight's movie made me think that Michael Bay has a bipolar disorder.
He's attention deficit disorder. He's like, oh, I'm going to change my story now.
Well, we'll get there. Season 3 of The Next Generation on Blu-ray, which is cool.
Star
Friday-
Trek: The Next Generation.
Yeah, well, yeah. I think when you say The Next Generation,
Some
Talking
people-
about Degrassi,
some people
so
are
I was
into it.
getting real excited.
From what I read, it's the better of the so far the released Blu-rays of Next Generation. It's been mastered very well.
huh?
Obviously, because it has the Best of Both Worlds Part 1 at the end.
Oh well.
So
that's
they're
true.
treating it very.
Is it the season? Is that holographic Moriarty, or is that sooner? Later?
No, I can't remember. You just watched all of that.
I-
When
I-
does holographic Moriarty
I want to
show
say it
up?
was actually that was in season 1.
Okay.
Really
very
Is that
early.
How
really?
much I should watch.
Yeah, he comes back a few times.
Oh.
So I think he
Yeah,
comes
he
back in
does.
season 2 and then later in season 7 when he finally escapes.
Anybody remember that movie Broken City? Yeah, no one does.
I've never heard of that.
Never
really?
heard of
really?
that.
It starred Russell Crowe and Mark Wahlberg.
That's
And
right.
it came out less than like 2 months ago.
In a corrupt, broken city.
Yeah, Broken City.
Oh yeah, I saw a commercial or some such shit for it.
Yeah,
That's
but you didn't. But you didn't see the movie. Then that's the point. The Guilt Trip, which was that movie with Streisand in
The
it.
adorable comedy of this year.
Yeah. Manborg comes out this week.
What?
Yeah.
Before I can see it in theaters?
Yeah. A DVD of Manborg comes out this week.
Time to get on Amazon and pre-order that shit.
Which you went onto the Facebook page. You were like, "This is the next movie that Ryan and James are gonna hate, and I'm gonna love." I adore that trailer.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Now
Awesome.
that movie's probably gonna be shit, but as long as nobody's eating dicks like they do in Father's Day, I will see that.
That's where you
movie.
draw the line in bad
Yeah,
movies.
Yes,
people eating
yes,
dicks.
Honestly, yes.
Too far.
I'm the guy who will watch every shitty shark movie I can get my hands on, but the point at which we start watching people eat dicks is the point at which I'm out. I'm out.
What if it's a
Right.
shark?
There's a certain time and place for those sort of pictures.
Yeah.
In every shark movie,
Yep,
sharks
Midnights
eat
at the
dicks
Esquire.
constantly.
No.
That's part of the whole.
Yeah, but if shark, you're right. All right. If sharks are eating dicks or piranha, I'm a fan of piranha eating dicks.
Do you know?
But
Wait, which shark? Was it the one in Mexico where the shark? And he was a shark? Or is that T-Rex shark that I was thinking of? I think that's T-Rex.
I want to
shark.
see
be
whatever
fair.
movie you're talking about.
Yeah, dude.
I don't think any sharks set out to eat penises, but
Yeah.
what if it was a
They-
movie about the dreaded Candiru, the
Well-
one that swims up the stream of urine?
I don't think. I mean, sharks when they bite things, they don't bite it because like they're testing it to see if it's fatty. Like so they're biting the dick to see like, hey, is there enough fat on this for it to be worth my time? And usually, by the time they realize not, it's gone.
Devastating loss.
Yeah. Not Fade Away comes out this week, which is that movie from David Chase that I never heard anything about.
Who's David Chase?
David, who's Dave? Really?
Yeah.
He made The Sopranos.
Oh, I never
That
watched
guy.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Thomas
Sorry.
Sopranos today.
Of course.
I wanted
Apologies
see
to
that
David
movie.
Chase.
There's a picture of
Yeah,
the Sopranos
and
in
his
that
success.
pizza joint.
Yeah, there's always a picture of The Sopranos. in
Right.
there.
Describe
Pizza joint.
every pizza
Yeah.
joint
Yeah.
in America.
Yeah. And like 70% of all Philly cheesesteak
New York
restaurants.
slice.
The Sopranos, Pavarotti, other Italian celebrity shop and pizza places.
Rocky,
Al Capone.
Rocky. And like 30% of the time, there's a Scarface poster, and usually I don't like their pizza. Yeah.
you could tell it's like, oh, it's
Yeah,
Scarface
exactly.
pizza.
I never
These
seen
these
Goodfellas
people-
in there,
Yeah.
unless it was behind The Sopranos.
But the pizza place also had the hottest girls. They
Yes,
have
pretty
a
attractive
marketing
women
system
there.
set up like champs.
It was Highlands Ranch for all the wealthy people and their trophy lives. Their kids need to learn responsibility too. So
Yeah.
they work at pizza places.
Becky, you have to buy your raspberry
Dude, I
vodka
saw
with
one
your
of them
own
worked at
money.
Sam's Club, or that shops at Sam's Club, anyways.
This was that broad shops at Sam's Club. All these broads probably shop at Sam's Club.
Or Costco.
No, none of them shop at Costco. I think that's pretty much it. Unless you're really interested in a Blu-ray release of Strictly Ballroom.
The Vampire Lovers or something like that.
Oh, there's always a Vampire Lovers DVD. Every week there's a Vampire Lovers DVD.
New ponies coming out.
No, why don't they
Oh, yeah.
cast me for a Vampire Lovers? God damn it! Why?
Because you don't
I
have
would rock the shit out of that.
you don't have
I
a
do
vampire
that.
jaw.
I think you have to go
You
to
have to have
auditions
a point to your
first,
jaw
right?
to play a vampire.
Oh yeah, I guess
That's
so. I was
why you
kind of
don't-
waiting for them to
Yeah.
just call me, like, "Hey, bro, you want to?"
Yeah.
Vampire
Would you like to be in a Vampire Lovers
We saw
movie?
Guns, Drugs, and Synergy, and you would be perfect as our vampire lead.
Say, "You got the money, honey."
He
I got
plays
the
like
set.
Tim Sanchez, the vampire. Like he's the first
Keep the
Mexican
mustache.
vampire.
Tim Von Sanchez.
I might even have sweet sideburns for that.
Why is it a requirement that all vampires end up having chiseled jaws though?
Because they have to be attractive. Otherwise,
They have to be able
you
to
won't.
fit
Yeah.
in to get that bite.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I don't
You
write
gotta-
the rules on these things.
You got to nestle up on.
You got a wide boxer's face.
Why did we end up having to? I think they need to turn the fuckability scale down on vampires. That might actually get some.
So it's just like the loser vampires sitting in their basements.
loser, quote unquote. Just something to mix the polarity a little bit. Because
Yeah.
we're so anesthetized to the handsome vampire. Maybe we need to just see something else.
Well,
for a minute.
Stephen Root played a gay vampire in True Blood once, and that was pretty good. Back when that show was good. Yeah.
Dracula's kind of based off of the whole rape theory too.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole the whole idea that a rich, wealthy guy can kind of persuade anyone into his life and
Yeah.
infect them. Is kind of like the story they were
Pretty
trying
much
to go
anyone
for.
with
Well-
dough is gonna get that attention.
all
Like, hey, wanna
vampire
go hang out?
stuff or libido metaphors, everything of that sort is. It's all about taking innocence and
Well,
losing virginity and such.
Yeah, and all of that was out of xenophobia, where they're like the Romanians are gonna come to Europe and they're gonna have sex with our daughters, guys. Like that was the whole.
And they drink blood, dude.
Yeah.
Think I'm playing?
Those people are fucked up.
It was that generation in Europe's like white slavers. Of
Oh,
the,
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
50s. Nice.
Every white single mom has a crush on them.
Sons of bitch.
Plan backfired, xenophobia.
Anyway, that was DVD releases. We're still cooking along.
We are cooking. And so in the Brad and James format, what's next, James?
Let's just go to some mail.
It's a bridge.
Sounds good.
Feed meal. So we really only have one thing, but it's kind of cool. This girl, her name is Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Yeah,
Thanks for writing in.
What's up, Jessica?
Yeah, she's super smart, and she got through school and stuff, and then she went to like
for you.
college,
Ooh,
and now
college.
she's in college, and she's writing a paper, and she wants the opinion of the real nerds.
What?
I know, right?
And guest, I hope.
Someone finally
I mean, you guys can chime in, but
recognize
she,
the authority. that
she
is
may
the real
not use
nerds.
your information as part of her
And you
highly
shouldn't.
Scientological study.
We
We
could help.
Yeah.
Violence and weak shit in comparison.
But thank you, Jessica. So we're gonna answer your question. She's writing a paper about images of heroes and stuff in both classical and modern and such. And anyway, and she's talking about Iron Man. So she's got these questions. Here's question numero uno.
And we'll go
Drum
around
roll. Yeah. Well, or we can just discuss.
on this. Yeah, I
You know.
guess.
And then at some point, I'll just cut it off, and then we'll move on to the next.
I'm just
question.
afraid that I will have a different opinion, and then she'll lump it in with your opinion.
Oh
You
yeah.
have to have
then
the
I'll be-
counterpoints to
just kidding,
formulate
I
your
don't
own.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
So question one, guys. Drum roll. You guys have seen a lot of movies. That's yes. That was the first question.
What do you do?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. Do you have a favorite type of movie hero, and what traits do they have that make them special?
Who wants to start?
Well, I just graduated film school yesterday.
Congratulations. I
Wait,
clap, but I have a mic in my hand.
Oh, we can hear it.
I'm gonna just say congratulations, man. That's cool.
Gracias.
Oh yeah,
Thanks.
way to
Insert
go.
sound effects.
Way to go. So
Yeah, you can find me forever working at any retailer, Starbucks, clothing folding implement store.
But for the moment, you can drop some pretentious knowledge on
Yeah.
us so that you learned in school.
I think hero-wise, if you want to look at even Iron Man in the beginning, early Iron Man, I'd say an anti-hero is kind of a very cool hero to follow, something like a Travis Bickle-esque from Taxi Driver.
Mhm.
Someone who you don't want to root for, but you're so involved in their story that you're going to follow them no matter what happens. And you have Iron Man with his struggles with alcohol probably in the earlier kind of editions. There's a way to relate that back to an anti-hero with someone you see failing, you feel bad for failing, and then you want to continue to watch them. So I'd say research some anti-heroes. There's all sorts of different heroes on the whole hero's journey chart, or the hero's journey, where it breaks down every archetype, and each archetype has a sub-archetype, especially heroes, and every hero of a movie.
Oh yeah.
Knowledge.
Joseph
Campbell.
Campbell. That's
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
his research on the one story.
The hero's journey. Yeah.
But is she asking about heroes or superheroes?
Well, no, she's just saying heroes. She's talking about
Okay.
superheroes is she's looking at a superhero, but she's talking about the heroic qualities of the character. So
there's a
you could
distinct
say,
difference
like,
because
Chief Brody.
Right, but I was just wanted to clarify because I would, if I said Batman,
Yeah.
as my choice, he's technically not a superhero. He has a
Oh,
super amount of money, but he doesn't have any powers
He's
other
a
than being
superhero.
smart.
We'll get to that question. We'll get to
anybody
that
could jump
question.
on the douchebag grenade and just give like I believe just the doctors out there, the people who save lives every day.
No. This is about
I was
heroes and
volunteering.
stories. Yeah, this is about heroes and stories, which are a very different kind of hero.
I want to jump on that grenade so bad.
So you're talking about Captain America, because he would jump on a grenade.
Oh, totally. Any day of the week. God bless that man.
But yeah, no, I would say somebody like Chief Brody is really the people that I tend to gravitate towards. Well, either a Chief Brody or an Atticus Finch, because a Chief Brody is a guy who he's really just out to find himself, and he's just trying to sort of survive and also figure out who he is inside the world around him, and that I always find admirable, because I think that just reflects on all of us.
That's the human condition.
Exactly.
I think ultimately what you end up looking for is you look for the mythology that you're trying to accept in yourself.
Yeah.
So with characters like that, because they're a little closer to an ideal that you actually think is possible,
Right.
It kind of, because they're answering to a simple form of duty, and I keep saying that 'cause it's funny. But yeah, it lets you kind of actually relate on a closer level rather than some mythic hero or something that's kind of so far outside your own span of reach.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I say like an Atticus Finch, because an Atticus Finch is somebody that is really like a paragon that you hold up and you go like, okay, on my best days, this is what I want to be.
Yeah.
Like, this is really who, like, when I die, I want people to see me this way. And that's a completely different kind of hero. That's one where you're like, okay, this is, one hero is the kind of person I feel like I am, which is trying to find my way, and the other hero is a person who knows exactly where he is and what has to be done.
It's fun to frame a context of like, I want to help people remember. It's like, I want people to remember me as a guy who did the right thing as much as he could. Not, I want people to remember me as a dude with adamantium claws who was like, snick.
Yeah. Right, yeah. I also want to be remembered for my adamantium claws, though. Spence?
I gravitate toward bad guy like Darth Vader. Darth Vader was totally my favorite.
Darth Vader's not a hero.
Dude, those guys were my hero. I'm like, dude, no one messes with that guy. That guy's a hero.
Maybe he's a hero because of all the shitty things he did. Encouraged his son to become a hero.
No.
And then that
It
way
could
he's
be.
a
I don't
hero.
know. I think that dude. And also in Goodfellas, what was Ray Liotta's character?
Harry Hill.
Harry.
Yeah.
That dude, yeah, guys are a hero to me. And so is
Yeah.
Robert De Niro's character. I'm like, nice, good work, Henry.
Henry Hill, yeah.
There's a trait. There's a trait I always tend to look for. That's the one thing that kind of shines through, and I appreciate in terms of how we portray a hero. Though, is that the only kind of catchphrase that I'll apply to how I think of heroes is that true heroes end up kind of digging their own graves. To where to really follow the cycle keenly, there has to be kind of that layer of sacrifice.
Well, tragic heroes.
The RoboCops and the
Yeah. I can see that. But I don't
Yeah,
think they all
definitely.
have to be.
It's not necessarily an inherent trait, but it does. I think it rounds out my thought process toward
And
them.
even if he wasn't a hero, he was a hero to me because he kicked so
Oh,
much ass.
all right. There you go. Brad?
What was the specific question again?
Favorite type of hero, and the traits that make them special.
Favorite type of hero? Definitely the self-sacrificing hero.
Okay.
The one who puts up with so much. Yeah, sacrifice.
Is there an example other than Batman
Uh,
or Leonardo?
I don't think the Ninja Turtles ever had to
They don't really. Yeah. Well,
Give
they
up
sacrifice
a lot of it.
their diminutive.
Yeah, they lose the
size.
sewer. Well, yeah.
They give up the sewer for pizza and skateboarding.
Yeah, well, the Foot Clan invaded the den
Let's be
in that
honest,
one movie,
they
and
kinda
then
live
they had to
like
move.
chuds. I mean,
They look like chuds.
they live like them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my answer.
All right.
Self-sacrificing. I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head right now.
Question 2. Do you think the way heroes are portrayed in movies have changed over the years? Why or why not?
In terms of American representations, I mean, if you look at kind of the track that we end up following, I mean, everything becomes. You kind of get back to the gunfighter nation sort of myth, the concept of somebody with a lone skill set, and also an attachment to a force outside of himself, the man who knows Indians in kind of the most classic sense. And you'll find every iteration kind of going from here now. It became the man who knows criminals in the 70s, and that developed into action movies. So I mean, we still follow similar tracks, but we find new context to drop it in, it seems, more than anything else. And I think all cultures end up doing that. quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I definitely feel like I've seen though a trend of more. I don't want to just say dark and brooding because there's a word I'm looking for, but really like anti-heroes who are not even like the guy from Taxi Driver, but people like Don Draper from Mad Men who are heroes and we're rooting for them. But god damn it, if you're watching Mad Men right now, like I am, I fucking hate the prick right now. Like I really have never hated Don Draper as much as I do right now, and I feel like I see more and more of that where they're almost more sullen than they are vicious.
Life, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I know I am in love with his wife. You're
They're
right.
refusing the call, basically. Like you see the potential
Yeah.
they have, and you just get frustrated with them.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, you should have taken that. Like I wanted you to actually go down that route instead
Yeah.
of. But you're almost more compelled to watch it because you want to see what bad choices. Like I'm gonna see you pay for that bad choice.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's necessarily new. I think that's newer in the medium just because film is actually coming into its, it's been around for 100 years and now it's a little bit more free to be more mature, whereas 60 years ago everybody was a cowboy, but in novels Gatsby is in some ways that character. Like there are times when in novels and stuff where they've been writing that character for millennia. So
It's that first kind of, you'll watch him tiptoe into kind of levels of existentialism where even after achieving or even after kind of their straight definition of what it means to conquer and overcome, they're kind of left a little bit hollow. Or it's like Don Draper has become this powerhouse. He found somebody who getting into specific Madman plot points. He found somebody who was able to. He openly shared his full history, his the version of his life that he built and things like that. So I mean, there was complete transparency, and he still felt unsatisfied. So
yeah.
it just kind of came down to the fact that his life is just simply inherently unsatisfying. Not that he couldn't reveal who he truly was or anything like that. He just he's a flawed person. He wasn't a person with a problem that needed to be shared. He just has a problem, and it's just part of who he is.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that character is in film newish.
Yeah.
Within the last 20 to 30 years.
There's also been a rise of the whole do-it-yourself hero. Like as soon as Kick-Ass came out in that Super James Gunn movie,
Oh yeah.
there's like everyone's kind of got their own little idea of like build your own superhero.
Isn't Batman kind of
Yeah, and
do-it-yourself
oh,
kind
yeah.
of film?
Batman is exactly one of those things. And since the rise of Batman Begins and that one started getting some notice, and there's been all these build your own superhero kind of things coming up, and I'm really waiting for the superhero movie to get a different twist because at this point you can always guess what happens, and it's a little not as fun to watch anymore. Like there's still that gripping action, but the superhero is going to win in the end, and so you're just waiting for that.
Yeah.
And I guess that was the cool part about the first Batman, that you really didn't win 100% in the end, or even the second one. The second one, I guess, is the best. Everyone liked that one because he didn't win at 100%, but that whole, it's always the same formula.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Joker made him compromise their ideal. they had to cover things up in order to get what they wanted.
Let's all hope they kill the shit out of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Am I
Even
right?
even Emma Stone in interviews has said like, "Oh no, I'm gonna die. I'm so gonna die."
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
Brad, do you have anything to add to the answer before we move on to the next one?
I think you might have covered it. But I was just going to say that I've noticed a lot lately in movies and TV. There's like a lot of franchises built around, or even just single movies built around the idea of criminals who have like one redeeming quality that makes them appealing as sort of heroes.
Breaking Bad.
Blue collar.
And
Blue Collar.
like, and then they paint like the authorities or law enforcement as bad guys for messing up what they're trying to do, even though what they're doing is criminal.
Dexter.
Yeah.
So it's weird that paradigm, that shift has gone. Obviously, probably just because we're so tired of seeing
Cop shows.
But you
Cop shows where the
totally
good guys
agree with
win, so.
Dexter, and you agree with Breaking
Walter?
Bad fellow.
Is that moral? Is that
You're
moral?
not caught on. You're not caught up on Breaking Bad, sir.
No.
Walter White.
Oh man, yeah, Walter White.
Not that good
I
of a
wouldn't let
guy.
that guy in my house. I'm sorry.
But at first, the first 4 seasons,
Oh yeah,
I was
first
like, you're
yeah,
cool, bro. You're
yeah,
still
yeah.
good.
And then the
Just
fourth
a
season
fellow
ended.
who's trying to make good.
Yeah. All right, question 3. Iron Man first came out in 1963. Batman debuted in 1939. Yet audiences are still flocking to their newest movies. Other comic book heroes created in the same time period never really made it. Plastic Man, Dr. Fate, the list go on and on and on. What gives some heroes such staying power? Well, for one thing, Plastic Man and some of the other ones are really corny and rip-offs of other characters. Plastic Man is just Mr. Fantastic.
Or Elongated Man.
Yeah.
What's Plastic Man? I mean, not to get into chronologies and shit, but was he after origin-wise?
I don't
Mr.
remember.
Fantastic?
I don't remember.
It's also the Elongated Man, if anybody wants to Google stuff.
Yeah, but even if he's not inherent in the fact that Mr. Fantastic is part of the Fantastic Four and
Yeah, but
Fantastic Four blew up.
It's just a profile of,
yeah,
of
exactly.
the character.
I've recently learned that Batman really wasn't that popular when most of the Marvel characters were starting out. Like, it wasn't really until the Batman movie of 1989 came out that he attains like superhero status.
Well, he
What about
surged
the
back
show
a
in the
touch.
60s? Like,
Yeah, but it was a flash in the pan for like 1 year.
Yeah,
Like, it was really popular for
and
that.
a
Super Friends in
complete
the
mockery
70s.
of what that character is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there were Super Friends in the 70s, and then also Neil Adams. I mean, the comics-wise, not to say he came into full or widespread prominence, but I mean, he had a presence, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I think especially in the modern day, some of those characters rest so much on their iconography now more than they do on their
Yeah.
characters. I think
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is a perfect example of a character who, Batman has like 7 comics running right now, and Wonder Woman might have one. I think she still has her New 52 book, but I'm not really sure, and no, I don't know because I don't read it, and I don't know anyone who does. Ryan's wife is a huge fan of Wonder Woman, but she's never read or seen anything Wonder Woman. It's because that character is simply an icon and not actually a person anymore. Nobody talks about Diana; they just talk about Wonder Woman.
It's all
This year,
money.
'cause
Everything is a pre-sold franchise. So through the trends, and they found out, oh, this demographic likes Batman. This demographic likes Superman. They're going to keep pumping money into that because they've gotten so much money out. And that's kind of where it slowly comes from. Like this kind of thing. It's all pre-sold franchises that your parents had. The stuff like hand-me-down backpack shirts. Like it's already out there, so there's no sense making up new ones to spend money on getting that kind of image out there when there's already this one going for such a long time.
Yeah, but I also think that you're right, but I also think that the ones that we have now that are popular are popular because they were the cream.
Yeah, they survived for a very different reason.
Like Spider-Man and Iron Man and Batman and even Superman, as dumb as he is. Those characters really resonate with people in a way that the lesser ones don't. I mean, people think Doctor Strange is cool, but nobody really, or at least not as many people, adore Doctor Strange the way that they adore Peter Parker. Because in Peter Parker, they see themselves so much more.
You kind of see a development of kind of concept where, even kind of going to say something like Shakespeare. Like, I mean, the iterations of so many different elements that fed into what he ended up putting forward and what ended up becoming a very commonplace part of how we look at story structure in our culture and, et cetera, et cetera. You look at some of these comic characters, I'm trying to make an overly artistic comparison, but the development of the concept and kind of the development of, weirdly enough, the branding and the feed of all of these kind of energy sources from so many different places, toys, movies, everything else, came to eventually some of the success you found is when you get back to like the elemental pieces of something, it was just a right fit. The chord made sense. Where like someone like Superman is just it's a symbol that it backgrounds our concept of our country. Someone like Batman, it presents kind of a place where we can't go, but we always wanted to have power inside the darkness. You look at, Fantastic Four, it's a family unit. You look at Spider-Man, it represents puberty. I mean, there's not to say that's the only thing that defines these different characters, but you'll find just a kernel of a base concept of who you want to be or what you want to do versus like a Dr. Fate or a Plastic Man. It's just so esoteric to look at what they do and how they present themselves. And I mean, those characters are great, but it's never a version of life that you could find or accept.
Yeah.
No one has ever wanted to turn into plastic, but everyone's wanted to burn someone down with laser vision.
Oh, yeah.
Plastic
Man's
Man's so
stop
dope,
bullets.
though. Plastic Man kill the entire Justice League.
Shoot with.
Batman said so.
Shoot, I forgot where I was going.
I was going to say
dropped right out.
I was going to say I think the longevity comes from their ability to reinvent themselves.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, like Superman Returns came out in 2006, and Bryan Singer decided, I'm going to celebrate everything that was great about the first movie, and it wasn't embraced. And we don't know how Man of Steel is going to turn out yet, but obviously Snyder's going for a different vision. Yeah. And more in tune with the times. And obviously Nolan was successful by reflecting our current state, like our vision of the world as it is now, and that helped Batman become reinvented. Yeah.
I think that happened in the comics as well. I mean, if we go to Iron Man itself, if it weren't for Demon in a Bottle, that character probably would still be a B-list comic book character and probably never would have been the mainliner for a bunch of Avengers films. Like that never would have happened. But and every comic book character has had times when they try to reinvent themselves, but if one of them sticks, like it did with Demon in a Bottle, where suddenly the thing about Tony Stark is he's an alcoholic and he's trying to save you, that so redefines that character and makes him somebody worth paying attention to that a lot of other characters never really got. Or even if they did, it was not as important to that character as that thing is. Even if we never see it in a film, which they swear they're never going to do.
Man, Iron Man's success just makes Speedy's sad episode with, Smack that much sadder. It's like, Iron Man found a lot of clout after his alcoholism.
Yeah.
Speedy just dug himself a deeper hole.
Yeah. It's bizarre.
I don't even know what that is.
It's great. It's Green Arrow's sidekick. He got on Smack in the 80s. It was a good time.
Oh, I heard that, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
It's on one of the covers. It's fucking beautiful.
Speedy.
Oh, man. All right. Question 4. Lastly, I'm obviously partial to someone from the Marvel Universe over DC, but what superhero do you think would best fit into the real world? This is so she's so digging for her answer.
And she said what superhero?
She said superhero.
So Batman's out.
No, you asshole. Batman still exists inside of a superhero universe. He's a superhero.
I've seen him throw a swing at Darkseid more than once. I'll give him a superhero.
Yeah. He survives things that he shouldn't, and he does it because of the world he exists in. As a result, he is a superhero. You're wrong.
Whatever. It's the real world, and so there would be Darkseid, and yeah. I don't know. That's such the obvious answer. Like, obviously, Batman clearly fits the best.
No, Iron Man.
Well, that's from the Marvel world, and I'm trying to side with the DC world.
Both are wrong. Professor Xavier, because he is real. He's real.
I saw him in that.
Yeah.
Somewhere out there, there's a dude running a psychic school for special gifted children. You know it, and it's probably still in Maine area where a bunch of inbred people are hanging out. I got mental powers. I totally give Maine a bad reputation.
Yeah,
there
goes our Maine listeners.
Sorry, I almost want to agree with you because I almost want to maybe the mutant thing doesn't exist, but the whole the what X-Men is really about, which is about being outsiders, that is so real. Mm-hmm. That I almost want to say you're right. X-Men are real, except for the fact that none of the X-Men in the real world have superpowers. They all just get real bad acne and they get fat early
or deformities,
in life, or like they got one little chicken wing arm. Like it's
only...
really like they're just people that everybody else doesn't want to talk to for the worst reasons.
There's a guy who thinks he can talk to them all through his mind, who's running a house,
right.
who's hanging out like, I'm your leader.
Right. How's that chicken wing?
There's some bald guy bugging a bunch of repressed homosexuals into accepting themselves in their place in the universe.
Yeah.
You will all be my X-Men. I'm trying to learn math.
You could cite these sources too, ma'am.
The reason I say
Bueno 2013 if you're using APA format.
The reason I say Iron Man more than Batman is the reason I say that Batman is a superhero, because I feel like the fact that Iron Man is in a big mechanical suit makes a lot more sense than a dude running around in tights and being
Google
able
glasses.
to defeat.
Batman could have a mechanical suit if he wanted to, and sometimes he does in the comics, but he chooses not to because he's way more badass and not afraid of bullets.
Well,
he
he
should
should
be
be afraid of bullets.
He's also been kicking ass a lot longer, though.
Yeah, he's got a
A
Kevlar.
lot longer.
Tight.
Oh, so
And
he's
they didn't
old,
even
yeah.
have like hardcore stuff like Iron
They
Man
kind of
is used
threw
to
Tony
now.
Stark
You're
into
right.
being a superhero. It's like, oh, by the way, if you don't fight, your heart's going to explode. If you don't do nice things for everybody, your heart's going to start hurting.
No, it's not that. No, it's not that. He's not feeding off the kindness of others. Like yeah.
I'm just
Like,
saying, he's like,
every time he saves somebody, like a bit of their soul goes into his chest.
but he's like, I should use this for good, probably. Like,
No. He was ignorant for such a huge part of his life that he was, actually hurting people and selling weapons out there. That then when he realized it, he was like, I am obligated to help people. I don't know. Who other than those two guys, who even works in the real world?
What's the
I
wording of
like
the
the
question?
X-Men actually.
The wording of the question's hero, right? It's not. I know we've been over this a few times in other references, but it says like, what hero seems most
Well, in this one she said superhero.
super? Damn it!
So in this one we really are we really are talking like comic book hero.
Can't get weird. Can't do like Renee Montoya,
Totally doing like
saucy Latin detective for the Gotham PD.
13-year-old sleepover question. Like, what if any superhero is real in the real world?
Well, no, the
Still
question
going
is
with Darth Vader.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
best.
Darth Vader.
Which one fits?
yeah.
So all the lights are off and we got the giggles.
Lightsaber.
We're kind of set in
lightsaber.
which one would be most logical, and not necessarily which one would our culture actively create. And that's kind of like a more
Dr. Manhattan then is the answer.
because
Because it would make more sense that we would just do some horrible science experiment to someone, and which in that case, if we're gonna go to Watchmen, then it's like Night Owl, because he's so like he's like Batman but frumpy and real, like like
No, but he's not appealing. So I wouldn't.
yeah.
Batman's a good-looking
like
dude.
that.
This
Oh,
guy's
no.
get out of here, dude.
No. Night Owl is totally appealing.
poor Night Owl and his unworking penis. It's just tries so hard.
Oh man, he needs an injection right into his dick.
I mean, but yeah, you can play it to where you can play the game of like, okay, Hawkeye has good aim. Somebody could have good aim.
I guess
et
that's
cetera,
true,
et cetera.
yeah.
I mean, there's a million obvious answers. I guess.
Oh yeah,
related
Black
to
Widow
that.
is just a lady.
Yeah,
There's
I
nothing
mean,
special about her.
brilliant killers. But
Yeah,
that's
well, I
cool,
mean,
but
she's special, but
So what's Samuel Jackson's character in
Nick Fury.
Yeah, he's the only one that would probably be
Actually, you're right. Because all he does is wear an eye patch and stand in the corner.
This is what you guys are going to be doing. See you later.
That's actually, yeah, you're right. All right, so Nick Fury just won.
We just decided.
But only black Nick Fury because it's
Once
gotta
again, cite your sources. Real Nerds Podcast 13.
But yeah, thank you, Jessica.
Yeah, thanks, Jessica.
Good luck on your paper.
yeah,
I'm glad
if
we
you
wrote
had-
it for
yeah.
you.
If
Hope
you
that
had-
wasn't confusing.
let us know if you
that's
pass.
No, really. If you have more questions, send them
In
in.
conclusion,
Because I liked that conversation. That was good.
Yeah, let us know if you pass.
Yeah. If you don't,
We're sorry, and
yeah, I'm
we
sorry.
do not hold responsibility
You know
for
us
that.
better than that.
Maybe
You should have been writing your paper and said, listen to the podcast.
we're talking about heroes. We're gonna be the villains of this
Yeah.
Chief Lifesaver paper.
we turn her into a supervillain.
you know who my favorite heroes are? People who know shit about heroes can help me with my homework. Come on.
Hopefully, we're her
Call the
heroes.
fire
No,
department
Yeah.
next.
no, here's your
Yeah, I
teacher. You
believe-
should ask them for help next time. Not
Yeah.
random drunk white guys.
Heroes are the people who got through college and wrote books about stuff, rather than being lazy and recording everything.
If you've given blood before, then you're a hero.
That's What's next? I think next is
do you
what
want
we've
to do
been
the
watching.
news? Well, we usually do what we've been watching, but since
yeah,
Brian's
but
not
fuck it,
here,
let's do the
let's
news.
do it different.
All right.
Let's mix it up.
Bring on the news.
It's real news.
James, what's the news?
Hey, you remember when Futurama got canceled?
Yeah, that was like a decade ago.
Yeah, it happened again. What? Yeah, which it really yeah, that's too bad. But the last 4 seasons for me have just been icing anyway. You know, I never expected that to happen, so that's okay.
Yeah, I only really pay attention to them when they're on DVD or streaming. So
That you're the reason they canceled it, Brad.
Darkest timeline. You kind of look at Community, where it just become you look at a husk, and
Oh yeah,
Futurama's got to continue on as its own entity, and I'm happy to see it find a conclusion rather than just keep spinning its wheels for eternity.
oh absolutely, I totally agree.
and 7 seasons is nothing to be ashamed of.
And it's like 8 if you count those movies as a season.
right.
They
So they got a good long run.
do. Yeah, absolutely
Better than most shows.
Yeah, and still, you know what? No, Darkest Timeline, The Simpsons.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
So they just go until they're culturally irrelevant, but still going, and you're going, oh, people are still watching The Simpsons.
Did you see that little clip online? It was from Simpsons 3rd season, and they were watching a show on TV, and Bart's like, wow, I wonder what would happen if I had a show like that. And it was some TV show, and Homer was like, I would run my show into the ground. He's like, I'd keep going and going until my show went into the ground or something like that.
Man.
It's the title on YouTube is Homer predicts Simpsons future or something like that.
I'm sure they thought about that. I love The Simpsons from 93 to 2001 was the most fun I've ever had watching a TV show.
Yeah.
I've always had a projection of what would my dream work be in life if I could travel any time period, do anything. It'd be Simpsons writer between 1995 and 2001, where it's
sure.
that period where
just so you could write with Conan.
to a point.
Pretty
I mean,
much.
not that specific. I think he was out by 95.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
only did 2 seasons.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of a little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit.
But it was just
after.
that you picked that sweet spot where he was there.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about if I had nothing else to watch for the rest of time except for those episodes.
That's true. Yeah.
That's all I'd watch. 93, 2001 or so.
Yeah, no, I mean, they're not bad.
You know what's
years.
weird is I was at trivia this week, and for the visual round, they played clips from TV shows on the screen. You had to guess what the TV show was. They actually played a clip from The Simpsons where
Are you
Homer
kidding me?
is on screen, and it's the theme was Andy Warhol and stuff. So it was that one where he's having this fever dream, and the clock falls on him and splashes, and then
Right.
Andy Warhol shows up, and I was like, really?
Who doesn't
No
know
one in the
this?
room is going to figure out what
Yeah.
that yellow guy on the
Right.
screen is.
Yeah.
Clearly
Yeah.
this is The Simpsons.
If they wanted to be smart, they should have gone back to those original shorts that were on that variety show in the 80s.
Yeah.
Who
And showed
was
that.
It's Tracy
and then,
The Tracy
see, because
Ullman show,
yeah, see, I didn't
That
even
would've
know
thrown
it.
people off,
Look,
but-
look, half the table knew it and half didn't. That's a good trivia question.
But yeah, I was like, is 23 years enough time for the people to forget? Am I out of the loop? And this
Yeah.
Yeah, I was,
On some level, the problem becomes that it's just kind of crushed under the weight of its former brilliance. It's such it's a cultural cornerstone.
Not to
a lot
mention
of,
merchandise.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
but also a lot of comedic sensibilities. If you look at kind of a lot of sitcoms these days are live action cartoons, and I can't help but feel that was a projection of just watching a lot of Simpsons at some point.
Yeah.
A lot of other things too, but
Simpsons did it.
what other news you got, James?
Oh, sorry, I'm distracting myself here.
Focus on the show, man.
Well, yeah, I'm focused on the next thing. So Marvel got Daredevil back. While we're talking about comics, we're gonna spend a little time in comics here. I don't want them to make a Daredevil movie in any way attached to the original.
Well, that shouldn't happen because now Marvel's in control. Not
I think
Fox.
they're unable. I mean,
So,
that was a
yeah.
different company
Yeah.
franchise.
So this kind of makes me happy. I also don't want Daredevil to show up in a Spider-Man movie, and I don't want Daredevil to show up in an Avengers movie.
Well, Spider-Man's
about-
eventually going to be in an Avengers movie, so why wouldn't
Well, no,
The
Spider-Man in
Incredible
the
Hulk.
Avengers movie I'd be fine with, but
That's
I
already
don't.
happened.
I mean,
explain?
I don't really like Daredevil.
Well, that's your problem.
Actually, Daredevil might kind of work in the real world.
Yeah, he's a dude. Well,
He's deaf.
blind
He's
guy
blind,
beats people.
yeah.
Blind.
Yeah, he's not deaf.
He's got a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a Daredevil fan to the point where I think he kind of attends to a certain spectrum, which is just kind of the the shit parts of Manhattan, seemingly like not gleaming towers and big monsters, and I always appreciated that.
He cleans the dark, shadowy places that Spider-Man doesn't go.
And I mean, there are other characters who I think can kind of fit in line with that. If they were wanting to project an aspect of the Marvel universe, like I actually think maybe not directly, because he might even be a little bit too big profile for this. But I mean, seeing people like that and say the Avengers show that's coming up, I think would be pretty decent way to portray some of that, as well as like the Heroes for Hire, Luke Cage, all the kind of you know, lo-fi New York sorts of heroes, and Daredevil again still might be a little bit too big a profile, but it'd be nice to see an application that wasn't so. I think if they were to avoid maybe trying to throw millions behind something, then they might actually get a decent depiction of it.
Yeah, I just want to say that segment segue that you just made was very bueno, because while we're talking about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the new Marvel show, Marvel sort of let leak today that the way that they're going to get Clark Gregg's character, Agent Coulson, back into the show is they're going to reveal that Nick Fury faked Agent Coulson's death and that he was never dead to begin with. I fucking hate this.
Yeah,
I hate everything about this.
They kind of implied it, though. I mean,
no. He uses, he manipulates the death into being something good. But I think that character death was not only the most brilliant thing about Avengers as a film, but maybe the most brilliant thing about Phase 1 of the Marvel franchise.
Yeah,
that Kevin Feige had that planned out, because Joss Whedon has said, like, even though Joss Whedon gets in trouble for killing characters, he said, like, you're mad at me, but Kevin told me that had to happen. He was like, hey, guess what? We're gonna kill off spoilers for Avengers, but seriously, where have you been? We're gonna kill off Agent Coulson.
Although,
really,
dude, I don't.
I have not seen Avengers either, because I just don't.
What are you guys doing?
I don't like superhero movies. Like I said earlier,
right.
it's the.
I liked them. I did like them. I loved them so much, but then I felt like they
same movie
juked me out. Yeah, it's the same formula, like you were saying, and I was like,
to be
what, dude?
Honest, Avengers came out the same night as I think Synergy came out, and I was in.
Yeah, dude. Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, and I just didn't. Yeah, I was too drunk to have a night to see it. And then I just kind of lost track of time, and now it's on Netflix. It's in the queue, but I've tried to start it, and I just keep falling asleep. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's really good.
No, the
Avengers
stuff I
is on
like.
Netflix?
Yeah, no, I've seen like half of it.
Wait. Have you guys seen Thor?
No.
I did see
Okay.
Thor. See, one of the things why I didn't see Avengers was I had like 6 movies to watch before I saw that, but I think I've got just about all of them, minus Captain America. Is he in Avengers?
Because to me, like,
okay, good.
yeah.
Shit.
But to me, he's best in Avengers. I think he's better in Avengers than he is in Captain America. To me, like, I look at those movies and I think they are different. Like Thor is a dramatic movie. I mean, yes, there's like this laser shooting dude walking around at the end, but
They all have cool
there are
names.
there are these heavy Kenneth Branagh drama sequences in that movie that I think are fantastic, that make those movies stand out. But anyway, you should see Avengers, because seriously, like, it's great.
it's fun.
I hear this. I hear, and while it was in theaters, like, you just got to do yourself a favor and see it in theaters. So
yeah.
Okay, I
man.
will.
Yeah, no, you
didn't
really
have time.
need to, like, go sit in a corner and think about your life choices. Because
I am sorry, James.
In the spirit of Cats Out of Bag, though, it actually kind of makes me bummed that we blew the whole thing on Coulson. Because, again, going back to just the fact that was such a beautiful thing they wove in those stories, which they gave us this one character who just existed so close to what would be a reasonable perspective to seeing all this crazy shit, and one who was charming and affable and just kind of rode along in a very unassuming way until he finally, was very much part of the action by the time he got to Avengers.
and it gives me chills to realize that they were using him from the very first Iron Man to tie those movies together.
Yeah.
And then in Avengers, they use his death to tie those characters together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, like, it kills me. It's so smart. Like it makes this entire plan that Marvel had for, like, guess what? We're gonna make superhero movies, and we're gonna make them right, and we're still gonna make them be superhero. Like, they're still gonna be, bombastic and comic booky, but we're gonna do it in a way that you are gonna love. It just seems so brilliant, and it's the kind of shit that no matter what DC does with Justice League, they will never top that. There's not gonna be a way.
Although this storyline may explain why on the baseball cards Captain America is wearing his current costume instead of his World War II costume, which would have made more sense given the cards were printed back then. So, since he's wearing the new costume on the cards, it would make sense that they were recently just printed by Nick Fury. So,
Wait, really?
That was some crazy shit right there.
They
I
could
didn't
too
look
deep
that
into
close.
Yeah.
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 No, when I first saw the
you're right.
movie, like he throws the cards on the table, and he's like the image of Captain America. These are cards that Captain Coulson or Agent Coulson was collecting.
Yeah.
And he was such a big fan of Captain America. But on the card, Captain America is like saluting, but he's wearing the costume he's wearing in the movie from modern day that they made for him. When you'd think if he was collecting cards from World War II era, he should be wearing his World War II era costume for the photo, but he's not.
Yeah, I shouldn't look that closely, but now it's gonna bug the shit out of me if I see it.
Take that, nerds! Watch Avengers again, all you listeners.
You just
I just ruined the movie for everybody. Sorry.
You just kicked Kevin Feige in the dick.
Yeah, I did.
Anybody
How's it feel, Fig?
anybody like Garden State? I mean, I like.
Oh, here we go. This is gonna be fun.
It's a product of its time by so much. It's a little interesting to watch now, and it's just kind of been. It was responsible for a whole cycle of awful fucking.
Yeah,
movies.
I mean, I can't help but watch that movie, and when she says like, or when he. Yeah, when she says like, "Oh, you got to listen to this song by the Shins. It'll change your life." I just my eyes roll back into my head, and you can see like the backs of my eyeballs. Like, it's so bad. Like, that line is just the corniest, most hipster bullshit on the planet.
That movie had been the word Quark.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Quark capital of film movies.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it put the Postal Service on the map.
Dude, I don't
I'm pretty sure that I can't remember a single second of that movie except for there was a girl involved, and that's why I had to sit down and watch.
And I think
because you want to get laid.
I can't remember if it was a getting laid thing, but I remember I liked a girl, and she's like, "Let's watch this movie." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever's going on."
Yeah, it's pretty trendy indie, like the beginning, like copy and paste, wheat paste, trendy indie.
Oh yeah,
taking one for the team.
It's definitely one where like you can see Zach Braff just sort of stealing from early Wes Anderson and things like that, and just being like, "I'm gonna make this quirky as hell."
I still to this day don't understand that beginning part where he was like putting mascara on or eyeliner on when he was he was being a waiter for a sushi restaurant, and I don't remember. It was like some Hollywood thing because he was a Hollywood actor that made like one movie and was still working in like fast food or like that. But I still don't understand why he had to put like eyeliner on. Like I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I think that movie has a scene that's broken in that there's this scene that I tell people about it and they're like, oh fuck yeah, that's in that movie. Do you remember when he takes her to a hotel where people are having sex and they're watching people?
Comments
have
like,
sex?
wait, did y'all see some titties?
Yeah,
did we all just see some titties?
Why the fuck is that scene in that movie?
Because they went to go get. They had to give that guy nitrous oxide to get the address of the dude, I think, that had the original bracelet to some shit. Like, I can't remember.
Right. No, I know.
It was like treasure.
I know what the plot reasons are. I mean, I don't, because it's convoluted and stupid. But I don't understand. Yeah, like in this movie that is this like. It's supposed to be this
Braff wanted to show some titties in this indie
introspective movie. Yeah, no, it really is like all of a sudden
that's
they
who was
needed to
Redman.
get the nudity in there. Yeah, not Common. This was before Common
man,
was
I
in
just
movies.
totally
This was in the Redman days.
One of 8 fucking How High fans in my metro district. It's like, let's go see Redman. Of course, love it. I'm happy that you got a little bit of love for the Wu-Tang Clan, I guess. But
The whole thing about everyone jumping in the pool, that's like iconic, trendy indie.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He's the only one who doesn't jump in.
Oh, man. I'm gonna
that movie does suck. And now I never think about it.
I can't remember a single second. I'm trying to flash something here.
I saw it once way back in.
There's this one part where he's wearing a shirt and the pattern on the shirt is the same as the wall behind him.
I do remember that part.
That's so quirky.
Baggins is his dad.
No. Actually, Ian Holm might be the best thing about the movie.
And
Ian Holm
Redman
is great.
Like push his mom and make her.
Yeah. The story is that
the
like
latch on the thing breaks. And
everybody said, and I remember that like it scared, like a dishwasher. I'm afraid of dishwashers.
Oh yeah,
'cause
that
of
movie scares you.
Yeah.
Well, who the fuck pushes their mom? Is the real question.
No. Like
I never pushed my mom. She'd backhand the hell out of me right
She
away.
fuck you up?
Yeah, I know.
I think, yeah. Well, I don't know if he doesn't intentionally push her. I don't think, but like it just so happened that like the dishwasher was at an angle and like her neck hits the edge of the dishwasher.
It's
And
a stretch, that's for sure. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that. I'm
no,
like, well, I can disbelieve logic enough.
and unfortunately, I assumed that he killed his mom in my kitchen, where I don't know where like logistically I can't figure out how you fall
what's the death
backwards and
spot?
hit the dishwasher. Yeah,
my kitchen.
yeah. Like I'm like, well, no, how could I have, not my mom. I wasn't picturing my mom. Like I imagine that he went to my house with his mom.
Did you
and-
picture that scene in your kitchen?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
'cause
exactly. And
I
I was
grew
like,
up in
I don't
two
know how you knock
houses.
your mom into a dishwasher.
And I
you're
visualized
weird.
the best kitchen for that thing. Like, where was the optimal place? Which kitchen out of the two is the best to kill a mom at?
You go into your friend's house, and the first thing you do is you go to the kitchen and go, "Could Zach Braff kill his mom in this kitchen?"
I'm just
How
checking
could
your
you fall
your
in?
latch here to make sure you don't kill your mom tonight.
I'm so lucky though. To me, I never had a fucking dishwasher growing up, so that part never really hit with me. I'm just like, oh, I could never
Just a lot
never
of
kill my mom
knives,
that
a lot
way.
of
Thank
knives.
God.
My mom fell on herself and died. How? What?
Didn't she end up slipping in the tub, right? And that's why Zach Braff has to go home for the weekend.
No, isn't
fall in
she?
love.
Oh, she's not dead.
She fell down the stairs and landed on like 8
No,
bullets.
she got paralyzed because of Zach Braff, and then later on she was
Oh.
taking a bath, and then she
she like
"Whoa,"
passes out in the tub and
then
dies
falls
in
in.
the tub. Yeah.
Why is it?
No, yeah, I think like because she's paralyzed, like she drowns herself.
It's like
she drowns
Spider-Man in
the
a tub. Like, I can't get out. The walls are so slippery.
I think ultimately the math on that movie stopped working though when paying bills became a thing. Like as soon as you kind of
Oh,
had to
yeah.
take a few steps and just like I have to be an adult human being, just like oh fuck this shit.
The guy made silent Velcro. There's so many weird things in that movie.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Well, anyway.
Unfurnished house, and they're like
Garden
dodging
State-
an arrow.
Garden
that's
State
to
is
say.
not news.
Okay.
What's news is that in the wake of Veronica Mars, Zach Braff has decided I want to make another film, and he has gone on to Kickstarter. He wants to raise $2 million to make a movie which will be called "Wish I Was Here," which is a title. And
He's already
I will
raised
say-
$1.8 million of it.
Actually, $1.9 million. He's
Oh.
only $70,000 from his goal at the point we're recording this. Which
so
a
bunch of people
we're
want
gonna,
this
we're
movie
gonna
to
see this
happen.
movie. Yeah, like
Is that the trailer right there?
And hey, here's the thing. As much shit as we've just talked about it, I liked Garden State when I first saw it, and I will probably like this movie when I first see it.
Yeah,
10
that's the
years
sad
after that,
truth.
I'll be like, what the fuck was that shit where like, his dad fell and on a chainsaw or whatever. I
The
don't know.
mom was smoking a bong in that movie too. It's like,
Oh yeah.
be nice to your friends. Like,
What is
that,
Natalie Portman?
Anyway, we have a Brad introduced this next segment.
Well, you didn't finish the rest of the news. So another person who is, I guess, sort of famous.
Tim Heidecker's famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I would
probably,
say, yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
not as well known as Zach Braff because he wasn't on
you guys
Scrubs.
put one of
But
his movies like on your top 10 list last year.
yeah, I know him. I
one of
wouldn't
my
say
favorites.
most of America does, but
Yeah.
Tim Heidecker found out about Zach Braff's evil plan, and he had some things to say about it, and he dealt with it by writing a scene to amend Zach Braff's script for Wish You Were Here,
Yeah, just to
and
help
then
out.
he emailed that scene to Zach Braff saying like, hey, check this out, keep an open mind, and give me a part in your movie when you get all the money raised, and that scene went out on the internet, and we have it. We've collected it, and since we have professional actors on our show today, we decided we would share the script with our listeners by having them act it out
in your ears.
in your ears.
You know what's really creepy too?
Theater of the mind.
Takes
a radio
place
show.
in a kitchen at night. Just gonna throw that out there.
oh,
Something everybody get ready.
Tim Heidecker's a genius.
Everybody get ready because some shit might be about to happen.
Okay,
check
so
your dishwashers, folks.
there are 4 parts to this scene.
I want to play man.
Spencer will be
name's-
playing man.
My name is Manny O'Connor. I'll be playing the role of woman.
Woman,
I'm represented by the Lord Jesus Christ.
I'll be a little boy.
And I'm going to be your narrator for the evening.
Gentlemen, begin scene.
Interior kitchen night. A woman and man sit under a dimly lit kitchen table. There are bills spread out in front of them. The couple looks weary.
There has to be some mistake.
It's all gone.
We have nothing left. We have no money.
We'd have something left if you hadn't donated $100 to that fucking Zach Braff piece of shit.
The man's head bows. A small boy enters the room.
Mommy, I'm hungry.
You see that? You can't even feed your son. Why don't you turn on TBS while you still have cable and see if that fucking garbage movie is on? Big movie producer, huh? You didn't see Zach Braff's version so bad? Now look at us. Fuck you.
I am so sorry.
Oh, my neck! Oh, my neck! I can't move.
You, bitch.
I can't move my lower half.
End scene.
That was the best thing we've ever done.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Improv.
Insert applause.
And while we're ending stuff, that was news.
For barbecue that can't be beat, try Birdman Barbecue Sauce. Available and original and spicy. These robust, full-flavor sauces have the awesome power to kick your taste buds in their face. And for that smoking taste on everything you eat, try new Birdman Smoke and Rub. Caution! Meat left unrubbed may suffer from flavor performance anxiety. You can pick up Birdman Barbecue at local area Ace Hardware stores, Ruff's Barbecue in Golden, and the Danny Cash Hot Shop off Broadway. You can also like us on Facebook at Birdman BBQ.
My man spider sense is tingling.
Hey, look, it's Man Spider.
How's it going, true believers? When I'm swinging through Colorado and I need comic books, I head to Arvada, Colorado, to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh no, the teal troll is attacking me!
My son's in danger. Will no one help him?
Oh no, it's Man Spider.
Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics, the whips the competition with great deals on back issues, 50% off, hold slot, 20% off list price. You want sports memorabilia? They got that too.
Where are you going, Man Spider? The teal troll still has my son.
Here's web in your eye.
Oh no, I'm bested by Man Spider again.
So visit 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Arvada, Colorado, and tell them the Real Nerd sent you.
All right, so most of the show's out of the way. We only have
Yeah.
3 things left to do. That's what we've been watching. An introduction to their movie, and then our movie of the week.
Well,
so
there's one
what do you
more
want-
thing.
Oh?
Yeah, you're missing a thing.
I am. I just realized what it is.
Uh-huh.
Did you get a comic book for this week?
No, I didn't. You got one?
I don't have one.
Why no?
Hey, everybody should go read comics. Wait, actually,
comic
you know
this
what?
week?
You know who is here? Who's going to be at? You know who's going to be at Denver Comic Con this year? Stan Lee.
That's
Now,
right.
Stan Lee created a lot of characters,
Kubrick?
like, God damn it,
Shut up.
you know,
That's a little film
Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. He created all of those characters. You should go read some of them. You can go to your local comic shop, which, if you're
This
smart,
statement is riddled
is-
with errors.
is Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics in Arvada. And just pick up, dude, fucking anything, man.
Dude, it's free
You will
comic book
probably
day tomorrow.
find-
I'm going there tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tomorrow is free comic book day, so you've already missed it by the time you hear this. But for next year,
Tweet it.
first Saturday of May is free comic book day. So
Any
go.
free comic?
Oh, wait.
That's
Um,
tomorrow is
Spider-Man
not the-
1.
Generally coincides
No.
with the movie release.
It is. Yeah,
Like
tomorrow's
Iron
free
Man
comic
3.
book day.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be an
But
Iron
it's
Man
not
one.
the first weekend of May. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, sorry. So this upcoming Saturday, from when you're hearing this, is May 4th, is the first weekend, the first Saturday of May. That is free comic book day in all of the world. So you should go to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. They'll have
And there's like 50 titles this year
Oh yeah.
to choose from.
There's a lot of stuff that is specifically put out to be free. Plus, if you, at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics, there's like you get 10 just for walking in the door of their old back issues and stuff, of their dollar issues. Plus, everything is crazy on sale. Like I spent $30 there and got like this huge stack of shit that I still have not finished reading.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where's this place at, you said?
Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. It's in Arvada address.
6700 Wadsworth Boulevard.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. Yeah,
Everything's
yeah.
on Wadsworth and Arvada.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's because Arvada goes like
The
this.
Beverly Hills of Arvada.
So yeah, go check them out. Even if we don't have a comic book to
I'm
recommend.
down
Well,
for
all of
coins.
Stan Lee's
I heard
books.
you say coins in there. I'm probably down for more of those.
Yeah, they also do like coin collecting and stuff, as well as
Sports memorabilia, magic cards.
Yeah, so you could
collectible
probably,
cards.
if you had something
Tap your
signed
mana,
by Tom
people.
Cruise, you might be able to take something signed by Tom Cruise in there and get some money for it. I don't know.
Nice.
Probably
I'm
not.
pretty sure I didn't take one of those posters. You guys all take one? I didn't take
Oh
one.
yeah,
I'm gonna sign
I'm
my-
not stupid. If Tom
Son of a
Cruise signs
bitch.
something, I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna sign my trans poster by Tom Cruise and go sell it.
I got a silver Sharpie. I
Tom
can
Cruise.
pretend I'm
I
Tom
wasn't
Cruise.
in this movie.
I'm just gonna trace it.
I'm gonna sign it as Spencer Kane. I'll be like, I don't know, man. Check
Holy
it out.
shit, Spencer Kane
What
was
can
in
you
this
get for
movie.
this?
I didn't know Spencer Kane was in Oblivion. That's fantastic.
Pretty sure, bro.
So that's our recommendation for this week. Go
Yeah.
go buy comics.
Yeah, go buy comics. Ryan's not here. Come on.
Yeah.
Next up is what we've been watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
We've been watching, James.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, Ryan's not here. He usually goes first, but
Yeah, that's right. What a dick.
so
Usually
this
goes
is your
first.
I
chance.
Talks
never
about
get to,
Nicolas
I never get to
Cage.
go first. Yeah, he does usually talk a lot about Nicolas Cage. I didn't watch a lot of stuff. Just a couple things I want to touch on. I watched Clue, mostly because at the Alamo Draft House they were going to do a quote-a-thon, which I wasn't going to be able to get to because of work. But I still really wanted to watch Clue because their advertisements reminded me how great that movie is. And guess what? That movie's still great. It so holds up. I mean, if you've never seen Clue, it's still one of the funniest movies probably ever made.
Agreed.
And it's so tight, and that whole thing at the Tim Curry's whole spiel at the end, where he explains that it's comedy genius. Have you guys seen Clue?
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. I
Yeah.
like Clue.
Yeah,
No.
I think the little boy is
What?
still in the room.
What? Yeah, little boy.
I've heard the theatrical version only has one ending, but the DVD has
Yeah.
six different endings. Or
No, it's
seven.
three. Yeah, so if you watch it on DVD, you get to choose whether or not it randomizes it or it shows you all three. In theaters, what they did was they actually would just the reels would each have a different ending on it. So your friends could go see that movie, and they might get a different ending than what you get.
That's so smart.
Oh yeah, because what it ended up meaning is like, oh, let's go. We gotta go see Clue again, hoping we get that different ending. I think that was their idea. That movie didn't make 3 times what every other movie made, so it didn't really work. But still, just a really cool. I mean, nobody's.
If Iron Man or something did that shit,
Yeah,
oh
where there's an ending where
God.
Iron Man dies, and you're like, I got the saddest Iron Man 3 on the planet.
Actually, I'm not saying there kind of is, but there was a
So
thing with Iron
hardcore.
Man 3 where like there's the Chinese version's different.
Yeah, it is. I don't think it's apparently something kind of special.
Yeah.
but it's not like game changing.
No,
it's
yeah,
really
but
it's really
it's-
just that they want the Chinese to go see more movies.
They want to throw a Fing Fang Foom in for the.
Yeah.
Chinese, I think they only get 6 movie releases a year from America. They can only import 6 movies
Yeah.
a year. So the ones they do import, they're like, go see it, please, 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 please.
We only import like 2 movies from them, and they're always like Kama Sutra sex movies.
You mean the good ones?
Yeah. There's one of those like for a while, for a month there was like one every month was like, oh, this is the new 3D Chinese porn.
Neat.
Yeah, it's weird.
What else did you watch?
That's
Oh.
a damn shame.
So I also watched Doubt, which I haven't seen in a while.
Oh, I
and
love that movie.
we've never talked about it on here.
One of my top 10 from 2009.
You asshole! That movie didn't come out in 2009. That still
Came out the
pisses
same
me
year
off.
as
It's 2008.
yeah. Was
Yeah, it came out in 2009.
There Will Be
I
Blood
watched
and
it in
stuff like that.
2009. though.
Yeah, he watched. Yeah, I watched Clue this year. Clue's my number one movie of 2013. Asshat. So I honestly think that movie might have one of the tightest scripts I've ever, like one of the best written scripts I've ever seen. That movie is absolutely phenomenal. And every time that like the light bulb goes out or the wind comes in, like because it is such a play. It's such a stage production, and that all that stuff ties in. Oh, dude, the first moment when I was watching it this week, and I really like freaked out was when their first. If you haven't seen Doubt, it takes place in a like a boarding school, sort of like a private school with nuns and stuff in like the 50s.
Yeah, I guess
With
boarding
church
school,
types.
Catholic
Yeah.
boarding school.
Yeah.
Catholics.
Yeah, there's Catholics, right? And there's these nuns, and they begin to believe that this priest is maybe having an improper relationship with one of the kids. And I don't want to spoil it, but where it goes is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And all the issues it's dealing with are unbelievable.
That's Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
Like Amy Adams in it. Or?
Amy Adams and Meryl Streep.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was fantastic, and it was like Amy Adams, like right off the Junebug tales. Like
Junebug.
she hadn't really quite blown up huge yet. So all of us indie hipster movie guys could be like, oh yeah, Amy Adams. Oh man, she's my favorite actress. Anyway,
so glad you got plucked out of Hooters.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No,
yeah.
She's actually she's from here.
No way.
She worked at Denver Hooters.
She was in Drop Dead Gorgeous, which I thought was still one of the best mockumentary satire things I've seen in many, many years. And kind of, again, that movie didn't do much, but...
Oh, so there's this great... Sorry, I lost track of myself. So there's this great scene where they're first starting to talk about, like, whether or not this guy might be touching kids, diddling, as we say.
Spreading the rumor.
Yeah, they're first starting to spread the rumor. And this other nun walks in, and she's got this cat, and they say, like... and they're like, "What's with the cat?" And she's like, "'Cause there's a rat," and she walks out. And then a few minutes later, she walks back, and they're like, "Oh, did the cat get the rat?" And she's like, "Yeah, sometimes all you need is a cat." And like just the fact that they're starting to talk about like trying to figure out whether or not this guy is touching kids, and they're trying to figure out if they are going to be the ones to catch him. Like then this like total metaphor for what they're doing walks through the scene, and you're just like, this is either brilliant or stupid. But it's not. It's just fucking brilliant. That script is amazing, and you people should.
My favorite part is the gossip monologue, equating gossip to like loose feathers.
Yeah.
Just great.
Which is an old metaphor, but he Philip Seymour Hoffman sells it so well. Oh man, that movie is just a powerhouse. And then the last thing I watched, speaking of hipsters, is people have been telling me to watch Portland, India for years, but I always would see little clips and be like, that seems like hipster bullshit. I don't want to watch that. Come on. That's silly. And then I finally started watching it because there was, in front of Jurassic Park, there were those clips with Jeff Goldblum where
Jeff Goldblum?
Well, no, it's actual Jeff Goldblum, but he's running a store in Portland that just sells like, artsy knots, like rope tied into weird knots, and they end up buying. He brings out this one that's it's iPod headphones all jumbled up into a knot, and he's like, there's this local artist, and what he does is he takes these and he shoves them into his pocket, and when he pulls them out, they're like this, and then they buy that and they give it as a housewarming gift to these people, and I was like, okay, I got to check this out. I thought that it was not scripted, but I thought it was like an actual show. But what it really is, it's made by the people who made SNL, and it's skits. Like it's
sketch comedy.
Yeah, and it's really good. It's hit or miss, but like the ongoing sketches that they do are always fantastic. There's Women and Women First, which is this great little like shop of these two older, maybe lesbian women who are just insane and don't actually want to sell anything. Like they just ostracize anyone who comes into the store to get them to leave because they don't actually want you to buy anything. So if you ask where a book is, they're like, "It's over there. It's over there," and then they won't get it down for you. Like, it's really good. So it's the kind of show that I think if you were doing something else, you should turn it on in the background, and then you'll notice when a good sketch is going, and when the other ones are like, this one's sort of silly, I don't care about this one, then you can be doing something else. But I'm really enjoying it. I'll probably end up watching through the whole show again because it's really good.
Right on.
Maddie, you seen anything lately?
I've been watching a lot of comedy Bang Bang. I'm not sure if you've seen that TV show. It's pretty funny. It's like a talk show, half an hour, but like they'll have one main celebrity guest on, and then have like other random people come on. Like the best one was Tim Heidecker was like an animal expert, and he came on like as a different dude. Like his name was like Jerry something, and the animal expert. And he had like a little cooler with him. It's like, oh, so what do you got here? What do you bring? It's like, I didn't bring any animals. It's my own beer. And he's like telling these creepy stories. And they end up kicking him off the show. But it's like they'll have one celebrity and then like mess around for two other guests, and it's just like the funniest. It's made by the absolutely like Tim Heidecker and those guys put it together. So it's like their editors just killing it, like doing their thing because the editing on Tim and Eric's were so good, and this editing is just as good. So it's like just a funny talk show. I saw that. I've been watching all of those, and it's on Netflix. I also watched. We watched the first Indiana Jones again in my film theory class. So that was pretty fun to see.
That movie's still good, right?
Oh, it's still good.
Okay, good.
It's a little preachy with the Nazis. Still, you can always go back and see it, but you can never go wrong with Indiana Jones. That was pretty fun. And then I saw Spring Breakers.
Oh, fucking finally, somebody who's seen Spring Breakers.
Yes.
What the fuck is Spring Breakers?
Have you seen it?
No,
Oh,
I keep meaning to go on one of my days off, but I haven't yet.
It's basically the story. It's American Dream. It's basically what we saw tonight. It's basically Pain Game with pretty girls in Florida as well. Like it's the same fucking movie. It's like the story is these girls and like the one who's really religious is named. It's got like the same religious aspect like as The Rock was, and the Selena Gomez's character is named Faith, and she just loves God, and like they all go down to spring break after they rob a place with rob this gas station and kind of get that spring break youth crazy experience, and they meet James Franco's character, which is the best acting I've seen all year. James Franco's awesome in the movie as Alien, and Gucci Mane's in it. And apparently there's a scene where Gucci Mane's like in a bed, and he had like a show that night, and he passed out. And Harmony Korine's like, "Oh, let's just keep filming." Just kept film passed out Gucci Mane, and it made the cut. Like it's a crazy movie. I saw it like early in the day it came out, early in the morning, because I want to see like it was just half the theater was just girls, like little girls thinking they're going to see Selena Gomez, and
wow, I can't believe that
and
they drew that
the
crowd.
first shot is just like in the opening sequence is a spring break party on the beach, and guys are like having beers with their dicks and pouring into like all these girls' mouths are back, and just like slow motion boobs on the screen just going around. It's like the most beautiful opening sequence, and they always cut back to that. It's like spring break. It's like it has this new editing style. I'm not sure if you've ever seen a Harmony Korine movie, but it's like it's very.
He's the Gummo guy, right?
Yeah, it's very flowing. How Gummo flows, and it's like music will kind of go throughout the whole movie, and there'll be like a weird cutaway to just something with music, like that Chloe Sevigny's with the X's on her nipples.
Yeah,
it's like that kind of stuff, but in Spring Breakers with these girls in South Florida. And it's very like just a trippy. They try to make it a trippy movie.
Huh?
It's like a dubstep of the movie. It's
sold. I'm now
MTV just mashed into it, but it's that one's like it's better than Pain and Gain, that's for sure.
Wow.
I'd rather watch
spoilers.
Well, we'll get there.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, but yeah, that's just that. And he's still playing Psychonauts. That's too much fun.
Oh yeah, you were playing Psychonauts.
I was playing the last time. I took a little break, and I got back to it last week. And I was like, "This is too." I'm walking upside down. This is great.
Cool. Bueno.
I kind of just. I finally checked out. It took me a minute to get to the final season of 30 Rock. And that was really, really nice. I'm actually kind of that after what's been going on with the community, after kind of again other things that are kind of a little bit more in meatier places of they're getting to their ending, but they're not quite there. It was nice to see something that I did love quite a bit conclude on its own terms. Mm-hmm. So that felt really, really good. I fucking absolutely love Tina Fey and everything that she like that. Everything that show kind of represents in terms of a creator-owned show was just done so amazingly well. I thought so. It was good seeing it come to a good place, and then just. Honestly, new additions to Netflix, the franchise stuff that Cartoon Network's been putting on. So I've probably redone Justice League and Justice League Unlimited a couple of times already.
Dude,
Brave
I
and the
would
Bold.
totally check that out.
That show is so fucking good. Bruce Timm, Paul Dini went on to work on Lost, I know, but I mean the writing talent and some of the voice talent on that show projected kind of into what they end up doing later. It's amazing to see some of the people they got. And just such a tightly written series of cartoons to the point where, again, you always kind of have that voice of like, no, it's for adults too and shit. Beautiful, beautiful series.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Spence, you seen anything?
I watched with Zach Eastman half or no, more like the first act like usual, but I didn't fall asleep this time. We just got busy. We were watching The Island of Dr.
Moreau.
Yeah.
The one with Val Kilmer?
Yeah, and
Marlon Brando.
Bingo.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And you're used to seeing him as the Godfather. In this movie, he was awesome. He was this weird dude.
Colonel Hurt's the best. That's my favorite Brando.
I always thought it was weird on South Park. They had like the Marlon Brando and then the little guy character, like the weird scientist guy.
Yeah.
And then he just disappeared from the show, like early the first 3 seasons, and then
like, it's too much work to animate that dude.
Was it? I don't know.
No. I don't know. Yeah, but you're right.
So
Maybe he eats him at some point. Maybe at some point he ate that character.
maybe turn him into
I
a
can see
four-ass
that.
monkey. Maybe.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. So watching Dr. Moreau, like, what was the experience? Was it the first time or?
I saw it when it like pretty much first came out, but I was obviously pretty young back then. 'Cause it's been out for like 14 years or something.
I think it's 95 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I thought that movie kicked a lot of ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a while either.
Yeah.
You know, and
neither
then
have I.
Zach was telling me how it just flopped at the box office.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
It's so weird.
Why people gotta suck?
Nobody
I think
likes
that movie
animal
kicked ass.
people hybrids. It's a little bit freaky.
Why did he make? Why did you guys watch that when you're getting ready to shoot like a serious
This
drama
was
film?
after. This was after we shot
Oh,
The Boys.
this was
Okay, I was like, this is
like
research.
That night we went back, or the day after we finished that last day of shooting, I went over to his house and we had some beer and we watched that movie.
Oh, shout out to Zach
Or that
Eastman.
first
I
act,
told you,
anyway.
I said I love you. So this is it. I love you, Zach.
Love you too, Zach.
Because he always listens. He's always pumping Real Nerds in his headphones.
Yeah,
I know.
It's not a lie. He Facebooked that he was listening to last week's episode.
He was downloading
Yeah.
it, yeah.
And Brad and I both went and visited the set this week, and when I was talking to him that morning, I was going to be there. He was like, "Dude,
Yeah.
I'm getting ready now. Listen to the Real Nerds podcast of the Evil Dead episode." And I was like, "That is badass." Yeah.
Were you in the? Did you got to come down to be in the movie?
Yeah, well, I wasn't in the movie. I showed up for the day when they were just shooting the scene between Spence and Cougar.
Oh, at Hannah's
at that
house.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to
was
be in the
badass.
scene where I was on jail outfit.
That's right.
Oh, dude.
Hector,
I'm really
Hector,
excited.
do you think are you guilty? What,
So
what do you have to say to the families?
What I kept saying that I wanted, like, it was like Otter Pops. Yeah, I was
yeah,
like,
Otter
I was
Pops,
like,
yeah.
I want my Otter Pops.
I won't
I'm
answer
not
any
gonna
questions
talk
till I
to-
get my Connor Pops.
I love how kind of Charles Bronson Mexican that name is for you two, Hector.
Yeah.
I don't know why they name a little white guy Hector.
Hector Creech.
Hector Creech. That's a cool last
Yeah.
name though. It's creepy.
Yeah.
But Hector, I would rather go for like Henry Creech.
Batman villain? No, that's somebody else.
Creech. Creech sounds
Oh,
like
I think you're thinking of Jarvis Tetch.
Jarvis
yeah,
Tetch, yeah,
the
that's
Mad
it.
Hatter.
Jarvis.
Jarvis. But that was fun. I had a good time.
Yeah,
filming with you guys.
cool.
Creech and
Yeah,
yeah.
glad you did. That was
You're a
cool that you
regular.
guys both
You're a
popped
regular
by.
actor.
Yeah.
Look at that. You got a cameo and everything.
I don't know if you noticed, but my back, I deliberately made my back to the camera.
Did you have to say something?
That's called backting.
Back to,
Did you have a line?
well, I had a line that was like, you could hear it, but I don't know if they were actually picking it up with the microphone.
Oh man.
You were like,
So-
"Fry that motherfucker!"
There's a thing called backting, and then the day before, I invented a new type of acting because it was the school shooting scene, and you couldn't see my face. All you saw was my legs walking, so I called it knacting, like knee acting. I was like, I'm knacting today. Like all I gotta do today is knacked. And my knees were just killing it. They broke a real leg.
So if I
Your knees
put
had so much gravitas.
a GoPro on my penis, is that called pacting?
It's called
In high def.
Yeah.
backting, penile acting. I wish there was a better way to make the word penis stand out.
I really don't want to see that movie. By the way, Brad, don't
Don't worry, it's not getting made.
Cacting,
There's no funding for it.
cacting.
ball and cacting.
Well, okay.
Brad. Speaking of films you've been making, what did you watch this week?
Films I'm making. Films
With
that I
your
watched. I watched. No,
What did your penis watch this week?
my penis watched two
You good
movies.
acting?
Oh no!
It was there with me as I was watching these movies. Okay, the first the first one I'll talk about is It's a Disaster. I watched it because it has David Cross in it, and
Wait, which one was? Oh, that's the one where they're. It's like a dinner party,
It's
and
a dinner
then
party.
the world ends outside.
and then there's a nuclear blast.
Yeah.
You later find out it's a dirty bomb that had nerve gas in it.
Okay.
But anyway, it's
I feel like I didn't need that much information in a movie like that, but
you don't, because most of the movie is the dinner party, and it's just like the whole nuclear thing is just this backdrop to all this humor
yeah.
between these six people, three couples, and it pretty much only takes place within the house that they're having the party at.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a play.
Yeah.
But I had a great time with it. The writing was really funny, and very unusual. It didn't go to places I would expect. And that's where the real strength of it is in the writing itself.
Yeah. I loved that trailer.
I can't remember a lot of the lines from it because it's just kind of goes by so fast. But yeah, the whole bomb going off is just like this catalyst for what these three couples go through and like their little secrets that are revealed between them.
Yeah.
So
Where did you see it? Where is it?
see Film Center?
Oh, okay.
We can watch The Aviation Cocktail this week from our guests from last week.
Love me some Dave.
Don't get too excited, you guys.
Dave Higgins was on set on the
He
Boys
was
Who
there
Stairs
too.
That's right.
He dressed in a Hawaiian shirt, came all goofy. He's the man.
He was dressed like Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
So it's a disaster. I recommend it. Then the other movie I watched a few hours later was Upstream Color.
No, oh, you asshole.
Why am I an asshole?
Why didn't you tell me you were going to go see Upstream Color? I would have.
Because it was like 9 o'clock and it was snowing
Theater
out.
hopping.
Yeah, I was theater hopping.
Oh, did you not pay
Totally
for
felt
it?
that
You
coming.
paid.
No, I paid for it.
Oh, okay. All
yeah.
right.
Because I want the
Good.
ticket. I gotta have the
Yeah,
ticket for my
yeah,
reminder.
He just winked, folks. He was,
All right.
he was
Well,
winking.
we should. We should get to the point where. What is Upstream Color and how good is it?
Good question. I saw the movie. I don't know fucking what it is. It is so okay. So it's beautifully shot. It's gorgeous to look at, and the sound design is amazing. It has all these weird textures to the sound, but the plot I can't follow it. It was so bizarre. I can tell you exactly what happened on screen that I saw, but I don't know what the subtext for any of it is.
Wow.
And I have to concede that I
You fell
fell
asleep?
asleep
You
for
asshole.
what I think was only a minute, but it was enough to throw me off to where I awoke.
Did I miss the part where they explained everything really quickly? Like Tim Curry came on and was like, "So this is what's going on, everybody," and then like you woke up right when Tim Curry left, and that's why you were so lost.
I don't know if there were any opening credits. I just woke up at these two kids putting a mealworm into
Oh, you fell asleep right at the beginning.
right at the beginning. Like I was watching the previews, and they
Oh,
were going
okay.
on forever, and they
Yeah.
were the same previews I saw in It's a Disaster. So I was bored,
Right.
and then so I woke up, and these kids were putting this mealworm, like feeding this mealworm to this other kid, and the kid like lost his mind, and then this other guy who ends up being like one of the second main character of the story witnesses this, and then he gets his own mealworm, and then he tracks down this girl and gives
Gives her a mealworm.
her a mealworm.
I love you, baby. Here's a
Like
mealworm.
attacks her, kidnaps her, and then convinces her that the mealworm has mind control powers
What?
to where like you can convince people to do stuff for you.
I almost don't want you to keep talking. 'cause
It's
I
like
just wanna
Dr.
watch this movie.
Savannah from Captain Marvel. That was a jump.
Yeah, that's a jump.
So yeah, he kidnaps her, goes back to her place, makes her sign over all of her assets.
Oh, like
and
Pain
whatnot.
and Gain.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like Pain and Gain.
if you had a mealworm that had mind control powers.
Wasn't that in Pain? That wasn't in Pain.
Yeah, so signs over all her stuff, and
Get
then
shots for that.
bankrupts her. Then she finally snaps out of it, and then you find out that like 3 months went by this whole time. So she goes to her job. She's obviously fired. She comes home. Her life's destroyed. She moves away. She gets a job at a printing place, and then
Don't tell me the whole movie. I still want to see this movie.
okay, is that weird enough for you? 'Cause it gets better.
Kinko's.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because
And hold on. I gotta add this before we end it, though. There's this guy throughout all this thing. It's cutting back and forth between this pig farmer, and at one point, while she's in her trance, she goes out to this field in the dark, and the mealworm has created like these mealworm extensions within her.
what?
So the
fuck?
pig
thought
farmer
Raph was making
extracts
stupid
these
movies.
huge long worms out of her, and then they get inserted, transplanted into the pig, and then the pig is like stamped with an ear thing, and then the pig gets sent into this pen, and then throughout the rest of the movie, it's like coming back and forth between, like each person that is in the story, like in real life, has a pig representative of them in the pen.
What?
A
And
pig avatar.
A pig avatar, exactly. Good job.
Pig Vatar.
Pig
Big
avatar.
purgatory.
And
What
so
the hell?
I the only subtext I got was that maybe that pig farmer is supposed to represent like God in that world, and so everything he's doing to the pigs is like relating to how they control their lives.
Are you sure you didn't just see Wrong again? Because
Wrong
that's
was
like this is
more
what
fun to
you're
watch.
describing does not sound to me like the follow-up to Primer.
It sounds like you fell asleep and had a dream and just told us about when you were dreaming. He's like,
which is what he
yeah,
did last
I
week.
didn't see the movie at all. I just I'm reciting my dream.
Oh shoot! No, we accidentally deleted that episode, didn't we? Where you told the story of all the times you
Yeah.
fell asleep.
We
in
kind of
movies.
recapped it, but it wasn't as
Okay.
entertaining
fall
as the
asleep
first
in
time we
movies
did
a
it.
lot.
No, he doesn't. But last week
Just
he did it
lately.
twice.
I
and
do all
this
the
week
time.
he did it again.
Yeah.
I did tonight a little bit.
Oh, then you must have missed all the great parts.
No, I only missed the part when they were Windexing the face. I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm not missing anything. And I went back for a little bit.
Well, that might be a good segue into our feature tonight, but we got to do something else first.
We do. Matt, you make movies.
I do, yeah, I do.
Did you make one recently?
We just got done doing picture lock, following up the movie 5 Steps, which is my thesis film. It's the story of Ross, played by Spencer Kane here.
Yeah.
And it's a story of a broken-hearted drug dealer. You know that basic feeling when you get dumped and you have to go to work? Which is like the worst thing that could ever happen to anyone, is like you get dumped and you have to go to work.
Yeah.
You know the worst thing? I'm pretty sure like testicular cancer might be up there.
Yeah, there are worse things. You're
But
right.
in the moment, that probably is pretty horrible. And then
You well, like when you've just gotten dumped, the worst thing is having to go to work.
it's having it to work. Exactly.
Yeah, you just want to stay home and sulk, but
Yeah, you just want to sit, eat ice cream and watch The Aviator 4 more times.
Aviator?
That's what I did in my breakup. I just watched The Aviator on repeat.
It's so long.
Yeah.
Really, breaking up with you really makes me want to pee in jars and
It
wash
makes
my hands.
makes the time go by really fast if you're watching The Aviator over and over.
Interesting coincidence. I fell asleep during The Aviator.
Oh man, I
Have not
love
seen
The
it since.
Aviator.
I love I like the Aviator, but I understand you falling asleep during.
I don't know why I have such a weird connection to The Aviator. I love that film. I can watch it over and over. I watch it over and over all
Because
the
you
time.
comb your hair like Howard Hughes. That's why.
I think I want to be Howard Hughes secretly, except for I clip my nails.
Yeah, an aviator Howard Hughes, not a rocketeer Howard Hughes.
Yeah, I want to be the early Howard Hughes spending millions of dollars on a movie.
Not Howard Hughes, played by
Terry O'Quinn.
Terry O'Quinn from
Yeah.
Lost.
But we made 5 steps. So you get dumped and you go to work, and the story 5 says if the guy's job is a
drug dealer,
coke dealer that owes a lot of money to this Croatian guy named Samson, played by Ivan Pavletic.
dude,
Croatian fame.
We interviewed him at Starfest last week.
Oh, nice! Yeah,
No
he's
way.
he's
Yeah.
awesome, isn't he? He's an
He's
intense
really great.
man.
Oh, dude, and he's one where like you talk to him and he will just go, you know. And the next thing you know, he's telling you about like the Independence War, and you're like, holy shit! You
he
have
was
the most
in the
amazing
Croatian
life.
War.
I know. He told us about
Well,
it.
he told me a story. I'm
great.
not sure if this is his story or if this is a story he made up. And this is kind of what the character he put in his 5 steps when he played this character. But I'm not sure if this is him or if this is his character. But someone was running a bar and got accused of paying off. He was running a bar that would specialize in FIFA match bettings. Like they'd go to this bar and they put like, I want to put $500 on Croatia for winning this next match.
Yeah.
And some Italian people got mad because they thought that either Samson or Ivan, whoever was paying the referees to call the games in their favor to win some money, so that someone had to escape to America and hang out for a while. And I'm not sure if that, because I heard that story. Ivan was telling me that, and I'm not sure if it was like that's my character's story or if that's my story, because it was a different time. And I was like, that's intense, man. That's a really crazy story.
Yeah. Oh, he's really cool. Yeah.
But
anyway, so he
plays the bad guy, and Spencer's character Ross goes through the 5 steps of loss and regret. So there's like 5 pivotal scenes, and each scene is
Another step.
Yeah, denial, anger, bartering, depression, then acceptance, and he kind of goes over that overarching whole story to the very end. You can probably check it out it'll be at the Emerging Filmmakers Project in the end of May. It's the last Tuesday in May. It's going to be the last Thursday in May over at the open screen night at the Oriental Theater.
So you switch those. The EFPs are on Thursdays, and the open screen nights are Tuesdays.
I flipped those up. It's I had them written down too. Thank you. It's I messed up. It's the third Thursday.
Third Thursday
of May. It'll be playing, and the last Tuesday in the month it'll be playing at open screen night. And I'm hosting that show, so it's gonna be a big one.
Oh, you judge?
I'm the host.
Oh,
I'm gonna be slinging on the mic all night.
Oh man,
stepping in for Nate and Benjamin.
Yeah, they want me to do it for this one.
Awesome.
I think they want a night off or something.
Well, they've been doing it for like a year straight.
Yeah.
So.
So Spencer and I are probably gonna run up and screaming in the microphone for a while.
Yeah, man, I'll help you out on that.
Because I'll be like, oh, shaking up there.
Last week of May, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring my guitar.
The last
They won't even
Tuesday
know what it
in
is.
May.
Is that when?
So you'll come out for their thing, but you won't ever come out for my stuff?
No,
Dick.
no. I mean, we can make that date.
We can do
Again,
a
I'm
cast
saying
there.
you can finally make
No.
it out for...
With our thing, what we's making.
Oh, yeah.
We can make
I
that date.
I plan on that, but
Oh,
back to
man.
their stuff,
All right.
because that's what's
Nice.
important.
There's some cahootsing going on.
Competition
right
over here.
Some
So tell
crazy.
us, how did you come up with 5 steps? Like, what's the inspiration for this?
Oh, I got dumped, and
Go to work.
I had to go through that. And I had to go to work.
And sling drugs.
So
and he was like,
so you were at
"This is
work and you
shitty."
started writing?
I was kind of like, I've always been interested in that thought of the 5 steps of loss and regret. And when I got dumped, when I went through a breakup, I guess you can say it was very mutual in the long run. I was overanalyzing it, being like, I'm in denial, because I was writing this movie and I was like overthinking everything. And a lot of this dialogue in the movie is like real like voicemails that I have, especially for the beginning fight breakup scene. It's like a voicemail that I kind of have. And then like, did you end up watching it?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was kind of just, it's a crazy story. It kind of goes different places all along, but I wanted to see what it was like to have this character embody each of these steps and go through denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then finally acceptance, but in a very organic way. That's why I decided to have the words in the actual background. Like denial will be actually spray painted in the background, and you go, oh, that's we're coming up on denial, or anger's in actually the scene and we're coming up on anger. Instead of cutting away to a black screen and like forcing it down someone's throat, I'm gonna do it in a way where it's like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to be watching this. Like, I'm supposed to be, this is now anger. More of like, you figure it out so the audience feels like they're smart. Instead of like me giving it to them, I want them to, they come away thinking that they figured it out themselves, which I kind of want to have that trick. And it'll also be playing, it'll probably be at the student show, May 9th, at Harkins Theater at 7 o'clock. That's the Colorado Film School student show. And you never really know if it's going to be in there until you show up. Like if, that's like kind of how thing about that show. Like everyone submits their project, like the 500 projects that are made at Colorado Film School will be submitted. You never know until you show up that night. And it's almost like the meanest thing anyone
Yeah, it's kind
could
of
ever
embarrassing.
do.
Like if you invite your family to
yeah.
come over and then,
Oh yeah.
oh, thanks for wasting our time, son.
There's like there's 7 smiles and then maybe 500 people with sad, stern faces all night.
It's brutal.
And everyone ends up hating whoever's smiling that night. Like, I fucking hate that guy.
I have a pretty good track record at the place, I'm going to say. I told my folks to come. I'm like, just come on down. And there turned out to be like 2 of my films in it. I'm like, nice.
Well,
Score.
I always get the insider tip. I always like play the politics enough where I can ask the right teacher, like, who am I in? Tell me if I should invite anybody.
Will this 20 help me out?
I know, right? Yeah, slip them with something underneath. Like
That's good thinking, man.
Spencer, in 80%
Your
of
teachers
things
don't get paid
anyway,
a lot, so,
like, the numbers just work out that most of the time you're going to be in a couple of those movies.
you're a
you know.
powerhouse.
Nice.
If I can just
try.
get
Kind
into
of
every
the Lon
film.
Chaney of the Colorado Film School.
I'll take it. That's so cool.
Lon Chaney.
Not Lon Chaney Jr., just Lon Chaney. Nope, that's fine.
Well, we wrote it in. I was writing it since August. We shot a trailer in October and raised $1,500 for that, and then applied that to the movie with some of the other money that we've been raising ourselves in the meantime, and shot it the last 2 weekends in January and have it cut now and ready for the general public to enjoy.
Very cool.
And it stars Spencer, Adam Caton Holland from the Grawlix, and Andrew Overdahl from the Grawlix as well. Cougar Littlefield, Heath Hine,
Ivan
Pavlithic.
You remember Ivan from The Boy Who Stares? He was one of those reporters.
Is the one that
right,
showed
yeah.
up. He's like,
Did
to be here. I was like, fucking nice.
when he showed up, did Zach just like redo the shoot so like he could have him in? Because I thought we already shot most of those reporters.
I think so. I think
he showed up. He showed up a little later than he was supposed to.
Yeah.
And then Zach was just like, that one and say, you got to go home since we already shot everything. So just threw him in the very
just
back.
do the scene again. Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, that's
it
what I would
worked.
do.
I think we got it.
Yeah, I don't
was
think
much
he's-
better for it. I saw some of the dailies. He has an incredible sense of just being in the right frame at the right time. Like there was like a scene between you and like
I haven't
It
seen
was
any of the
two
dailies.
guards. Oh, okay. Well,
They look
there's
good.
You and two guards, and then Ivan just
He's
like
like,
right in between there. I'm like, what?
excuse me, statement, please, Hector.
That's cool.
You've seen the dailies. Do I look awkward?
Yeah, does it look good?
No, well, the dailies that I saw was just one clip of Maddie and the two guards, and then Ivan, flip, and then
I was-
leather wren.
I want to say the guards had to hold my arms all day. Well, and those are the two men with the softest hands. Like I even told them before I was left, like, you guys had the softest hands I've ever felt, because they had to hold my bicep and lead me around this courthouse. And I was like, man, you guys, I could have had some real rough, calloused gentlemen, but you guys have some palms of baby angels. Like, it literally.
It's called being an actor.
It's
bro. I don't know
lubridermed.
if you
Like-
Yeah,
know
because
my
you don't
balls.
work hard at all.
Like the Icelandic fishermen from the lotion commercials.
They all should get a nice lubriderm endorsement someday for the work they've done for them.
Hector's like, man, prison's not going to be so bad.
Yeah, it's like, if there's all this moisture everywhere, I think
Everything's
I'm going to like
gentle.
this climate.
So what was the most challenging aspect of filming 5 Steps? Like, what did you have the most trouble with?
This is the movie I had the most characters in, so
Scheduling?
juggling everyone in. But that was kind of like, we had so much pre-production. We did so much pre-production, it all kind of fell into place at the last minute. The hardest part was,
An amazing producer.
yeah, our producer Jamie Marshall. She's awesome. She just knocked it out of the park. So everything just fell into place. The only hard part was just this one clown shoes guy that this guy just
douche. Fuck.
we were trying to light a scene in the alleyway, and we were plugging into a power that we had permission to plug into, and this guy comes out of nowhere and is like, you can't plug in. Just like having just a big old fight trying to kick us out from shooting on the art
Saying
district of Santa Fe.
On the art district, he's saying shit like, "I'm from Hollywood, and this is
not a Hollywood production." We're like, fuck yeah. Like, someone was about ready to punch this guy in
right?
the
Like
face.
we have a filming permit right here, bro.
Yeah, like I held the permit from my dick. I was like, "Look at this! Like, we have this here. Get the hell away from us!" Like, we almost had a whole out gang war with this guy. It was.
And then the owner of that place came in and was like,
he's like, "I hate that guy." Yeah, that
he's
guy.
right there.
So that was the hardest part. Was just one ass clown.
That's such
Trying to be the verifying. Just like, well, the person actually talked to all these people. I do remember you waving a permit in front of your penis. I do remember that.
And I was sickly during that shoot. I was so sick. Yeah, dude, I was trash, man. I was like, ugh. That's why in some of the takes my voice like got all dry. I'm sure you've noticed that.
I mean, we kept good timelines. We always kind of had a lot of good momentum. That was one of the few times where anything in the environment provided like an actual hiccup, somebody wanting to shut down an element of what we were doing. And I mean, it was a busy area. There's traffic deals and stuff like that. But it was the only element that was ever actively against us.
Yeah, we were always worried about getting kicked out of someplace or having something go on, and like for the second weekend, the last like little bit, this dude comes out of nowhere and just wants to. Yeah, he pooped his pants in the morning and wanted to fight with somebody. Like, I'm not sure. So I hope he's listening to this, because I hope you die a fiery death.
I just hope he knows he's a ball gazer.
Yeah, and
He's a ball.
No,
like,
he stopped listening like an hour and a half ago. He's like, my mom died in a dishwasher.
yeah. And the worst part was like when we started we had like our buddy Dwayne is a big old black guy, kind of like stood up behind us and got in his face, like, and to retaliate, this guy went and got his like friend with frosted tips and like wearing nothing but a puffy vest with no shirt, like the most flamboyant looking dude to like help intimidate us. Like, see, my friend Hector, that's the real Hector Creech we saw, like the guy with the frosted tips there to intimidate us.
Yeah, just staring at you.
Oh man, the only rough part was that, but everything kind of just fell into place. We shot and got like so much coverage. And my actors, I want to apologize to Cougar Littlefield and Ethan for listening to this, because they're a little upset with me because I just let them play and do whatever they wanted. Like, we just film, and then I had to cut it because it wasn't part of the story. But like we have so much good footage of them. And I got like a kind of a sad message from Cougar asking for footage for his reel. He's like, "Because I'm not in it." And I'm like, "I'm sorry. It's a good movie, right?"
It could be bonus features on the DVD.
Yeah, I had.
Just cut it all into a different movie.
Well, there was this whole thing where Cougar had his eye stabbed, and like the car wreck, and a switchblade went through his eye and everything, and that you just don't see that. And you can see him waving around a knife, and like one scene you can see like a big old bloody mess. Like, he went through makeup and couldn't see for like 4 hours, like completely blind with an eye patch, and then a prosthetic gel with a big old knife in his eye on this eye, so couldn't see for like hours. And then I cut it. No, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. It just didn't work. It just slowed down the story.
Do an alternate like 40-minute.
I have like
Director's
a
cut.
19-20 minute cut that has like everyone's improv in it, but it doesn't even come close to how solid that like 15-minute cut is.
Yeah.
So the final feature is only 15.
Yeah, the one that you saw is going to be like about is the final. We added in like we tweaking that car wreck a little bit, try to find the perfect way if we're showing it around. But that's about it. What you saw? Did you get to see it yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
We'll forward it.
Well,
But he's got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
But it's pretty tight now. So we're going to try to shop that to all the Colorado festivals. So you go to our Indiegogo site, indiegogo.com/5steps, or even our Facebook. Go to our Facebook. It's Facebook.com/5stepsfilm, and my Twitter @5stepsfilm, and you can find out when the movie's playing here in Denver, because we're just going to submit it to like every Denver Film Festival possible, because we have Denver celebrities, Denver backdrop. It's very Denver oriented, like art film. So we're going to just play it and see if anyone will take it, which they more than likely will, because we got a lot of familiar faces in it, and just show it as much as possible throughout Denver. We'll definitely go to, like, we heard recommendation that we should go to Slam Dance with it and stuff like that. So we're going to try to submit it out, but definitely everywhere in Denver that's a film festival, you can probably find it.
That's awesome.
We're going to flood the market.
You're going to be sick of 5 Steps when we're done with it.
Good thing I'll have another film by then. I want to make this one a boy band movie. The next one I'm making, I think, is my boy band feature.
Yeah,
it's
excited
just
for that.
it's a speculation. It's called Kill the Music, about a boy band. His manager gets shot, and they go figure out who, or manager gets killed, and they figure out who did it, like a mystery thing. But they're so like prima donna. It takes a while because they got to pick out the best shoes that match their bulletproof vest before they go out and solve the crime type of stuff.
I bet you could get Joey Fatone to be in it, because he's in everything. He was in Jersey Shore Shark Attack, so he'll probably be in any movie at this point.
That would be awesome, because I want to do I want to make it really, because Justin Bieber like got his monkey seized by German customs, and like the One Direction trailer for the One Direction 3D is like them crying on the phone with their moms, and I want to make that comedy so bad.
It's like shooting fish at a barrel.
Yeah,
making fun of these people.
These
man.
boy bands. I'm definitely gonna get frosted tips. I'm gonna cut this like a little shorter and frost my tips, because I'm gonna be like the all natural, like trying to go herbal type of character. Like,
did you see that picture of Justin Bieber in a designer ski mask? Like what? Like he's walking into some place and he's in he's got
no shirt and a
ski
designer
mask
ski
in.
mask.
Yeah, he's got a no. He's wearing clothes and stuff, but he's got like a ski mask over his whole face,
Versace.
and then like a hat on top of it. It's ridiculous.
He probably doesn't want to get seen, but if you wear the most gaudiest ski mask,
Yeah.
people are gonna know who the hell it is. Let's see
Yeah.
this. Oh man!
Oh, where's the picture? Here we go.
Is it right
here?
here? This Coco Chanel.
Yeah, I mean that's the one.
He's
yeah,
wearing
yeah,
the
it's Coco
Chanel.
Chanel. Yeah.
Let me
I'm trying to find the good picture. These are the ones with
Right
him in
here,
a gas
huh?
mask.
Where-
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Here he is
He's
going
wearing
into
a-
a place.
He's wearing a fedora on
got a
his-
hat on, but it's like on the back of his head, like a skull cap.
He's wearing
and then,
It's like the
yeah.
doofiest little burglar.
yeah. And then what's even worse is that his bodyguard here is wearing
the unisuit.
it's one big sweatsuit that's all one piece with like a double
Reverend
zipper
Run.
in the front. Look! It's like a jumpsuit sweatsuit. These people are ridiculous.
So
You
I
should
want-
make the
I
shit
want to make
fun out
I
of
want to
them.
make fun of these people.
Yeah,
really bad
no,
at my next
no,
film.
it's
I don't
really
know why
bad.
he was robbing us, but it looked like he had a lot of money.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of coke.
Do you think
Is he
that's what
doing
he's
coke
doing?
yet? He should be doing coke.
I heard that
he just
he's
got busted for drugs.
Did he?
They
Good
found,
for
they,
him.
they caught his tour bus and they found some. I
right.
don't know if it was
Weed, I
just
think.
weed or
And then
Oh, no,
girls
no.
started slashing their wrists.
He's got money.
Yeah.
He's got
Well,
money. He needs to
he
start
went
doing
into a
coke.
deep depression because he was dating Selena
Gomez.
Gomez, and Gucci Man nailed her on Spring Breakers set. The
Oh,
rumor goes.
man.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
The little Selena Gomez got a big old case of the Gucci Mans. They can't even compare it to Bieber, so he went through his sad.
This isn't fair. And then to recover, he went and paid a life-changing visit to the Anne Frank house.
Yeah. Oh, what a dumbass.
Oh, my
He
God.
took Will Smith's 14-year-old son to a nightclub and got kicked out.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Like, that's also the scene. It's like me and Spencer and another character. And we bring in like our like we still do like a little brother foundation, and we try to take our little brothers to the strip club. That's the scene
How much
that I was.
liquor has you given those boys? Like, well, enough to get into the club, I thought.
Yeah, that's what, in like the daughter of the manager takes over, and we're all trying to get with her, and she like just hates the shit out of us so bad. It's like Zoolander. If it was Zoolander, it was 3 people instead of male modeling. It was boy band. That's like my.
I like it.
That's my pitch.
No, I
Kill
want to
the
see
Music
that so much.
coming
And we play
early May
instruments, so it's okay.
2014.
Well, then you're not a boy band.
No,
Boy
we
bands
don't. We don't play
We
instruments.
don't. Okay.
You in real life,
I
like,
want to
you
write
could-
some music for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You can make the music to play in the background, but you can't admit that you made it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's the whole point.
So sweet.
That's awesome.
Well, you're the guy who plays instruments, and you get like paired with us. That's the kind of story.
They'll be like, dude, you can't play your instrument. Like, what, dude? What am I supposed to stand there?
It's like
Well, we're gonna dance.
what do I have in my
We
hands?
have a really intense dance choreography before you. You got to just do it.
Yeah, it's like at least I have a microphone for my hands. No, we're wearing headsets. It's the wave of the future.
Headsets with like little gossamer thin mouthpieces.
Oh yeah.
Big old, like it's a tiny, all the way
With a big old dick thing right
It's like
there.
this thing, the red mic thing. Like, woo-hoo. And our songs would be like, this is the only song I have so far. Is I don't know the name of our group. I think I want to make a BFF. And go, put your best foot forward. We're BFFs. That's like their big song that everyone likes. Like, and it's like our pictures like with BFF on the wall. It's like in every girl's bedroom.
You guys have like pigtails and everything, and you're like just sitting on the bed, like laying with your.
Oh, I was even thinking
hand on your
about
chin.
having like little itty bitty braids, like
Yeah.
like the ones that stick up. That's my character. I'm just outlandish. I'm kind of like a Rasta man.
High
Like,
school, high school
wanna be
pennants are on the
yogi.
wall.
That's awesome.
Like do yoga and acupuncture and like be so fake progressive is my character.
That
Oh,
sounds awesome.
That's the next
And you're
one.
still writing that?
Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. I'm looking. We got someone says they're really interested, but someone always says they're really interested in giving me money for something, and when the time
Right,
comes,
yeah.
it shits away. But
I said nothing of the sort.
I'm looking forward to just at least writing this one now that school's done. I've just been cooking for so long. I started off a TV show, and then one weekend I just like wrote down the whole outline for a feature, and I was like, we got to make this into a feature. It'd be way better.
I just want to let you know the whole note about you people dropping in with money. I've been just sending you post-dated checks for the future.
Bueno plays our roadie who has the best singing voice, and he's the one who ends up, spoiler alert, being. Oh man, I'm just saying.
What a tease.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't give us all the
I'm
parts.
just saying.
We'll make the
It turns
movie.
out he's the best singer out of all of us. like you'll have like a scene where we're like, all right, set up the stuff. We leave, and he's just like, oh, so like singing to himself as he's like putting together a drum set in the background.
He's got like an opera voice.
Just way better than all of us in the background.
Nice.
No,
So now you're done with school. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try to write this, kill the music, or write something. We got another script in the works.
Just hang out, play Nintendo.
Yeah, called Wash Park, and it's like 8 vignette chronicles about like these different kind of philosophy talks going on at Wash Park that all kind of tie in together.
Your
It's
hipster
like-
nonsense, my friend.
Yeah, it's I know,
but that shit's that you'll never go hungry.
it's like the people who are playing tennis and having a conversation. People are fishing balls out of the lake and having a conversation about capitalism, and then
People are walking their dog.
the difference
Yeah.
between I want to fuck you and I want to fuck you up, and like that kind of conversation, and like all these kind of different vignettes, all directed by different Denver directors, all about Wash Park. Because I tripped mushrooms at Wash Park like last year. Bueno and I did, and
you were implicating me.
and over the course
if
of
he
that,
goes down, you go down with him.
Son of a bitch.
or over the course of that day, as we got progressively higher, we met and formulated the biggest park party. Like we met these people.
We were
who met
park
these-
wizards
we
for a couple of hours.
We
Like-
combined a park for the ultimate. Like
all
people
right.
are yeah.
Yeah, so here's who's
Talking
the
to
players
trees
were.
doesn't really constitute
We
meeting
played in
people.
the water. We played in the water for so long.
Here are the
Because I was going to tell you a water story.
Yeah, we're
but
gonna
go
get
ahead, Brandon.
Rubella that way, but like here are the players. There's a couple of like culinary students who got a barbecue going. Their friends, who one included was like an imp tumbler who would just jump the barbecue grill and
he was flipping
do
around.
random tricks. The best part was that in the beginning he just came around and he was pissed at somebody at
because
their
they didn't want him at
barbecue.
the party.
Yeah,
They tried to
so
kick him out.
He just skated around in circles doing angry kickflips while like they're grilling meat and shit.
Yeah, we met the characters from the movie Kids. Have you ever seen Kids? It's also written by Harmony Korine, directed by Larry Clark, about New York inner city youth. And Chloe Sevendez is in it too. And it's basically the story where she's got to go tell the guy that she's got AIDS before he gives it to everyone in New York. And
everyone,
which is already
everybody gets
light
AIDS.
material.
Actually, that's Rent.
Really,
That's
Kids is just a
exactly
Patient Zero story.
Yeah, that's the exact plot of Rent. Actually,
exactly. But we went to this, the park. We someone asked us for a bottle opener. We're like sitting at a table just giggling at each other, and Bueno happens to have a bottle opener. So that combined us to this party, and we talked to this party, and they came over, and then someone knew someone from another party over there, and we turn around and at the moment that we were kind of peeking, we just got done talking about this naked girl whose topless girl was sunbathing in the clearing, this proverbial clearing. We kept this across the river's the clearing, guys. Look how great the clearing is.
This fucking metaphor for the futures that we all would like to have. This glistening woman doing yoga in front of the sun.
Someone was walking a turtle in the park. It was the nuttiest. And then we turn around, and from the distance, these 3 guys with a boombox just blast in. They all have 40s, just come and slam the boombox down. And it's like the party had started, and there's this whole Wash Park party just got slammed together. And we're all on mushrooms. We're like, we got to get out of here. This is too many people now.
At least I think all these
We
things.
had
they might notice us.
I feel bad that we united this. And some girl had this. There's all these little porn star girls that have dogs named Ludacris and stuff like that walking around. It was nuts. So nuts. I still have the guys.
There's always someone walking a turtle, though.
This, you son of a bitch, you Instagram peeking on hallucinogens just kind of happened to just tell us, all right, man, I go to the Porta-John, just all high as all can get out. I hate the fact I'm saying this publicly, and I just find what's the worst possible image. Just the worst possible. I come back to him and I tell him, if there's anything in the universe that if you please wouldn't Instagram, it is this one thing. Because I round the corner to the porta potty and there's just a muddy, weathered pair of child's underoos abandoned next to the front of a porta potty.
Mind you, I just got an iPhone and just got Instagram, so I was on a spree, and Bueno kept going Matthew, what are you doing? Stop trying to capture life and start living it. His mushroom rant of you need to be free with the people. No, that was the most sincerest thing you've ever said to me. Is Matt, what are you doing? Stop trying to capture life and start living it.
Put down your pocket robot and enjoy life.
He came down and he's like, please, whatever you do. Oh, I popped right on that day. He's like, please, whatever you do not go Instagram. What's over the but so this is the guy who's doing flips over the barbecue. I took this picture earlier in the day. That guy's flipping over a barbecue.
And he's real. See, I kept expecting that none of these people were real, and that you were imagining them all. Up. But no, this is real. This is real.
We
this
didn't
is
take
photographic
that much
evidence.
He was also cognizant enough to actually take fucking photos, which is fairly impressive.
Yeah, and it's in focus.
We weren't tripping hardcore, but we were enough. Here's the pictures of the underwear.
I'm glad you brought up the water thing, because I was going to tell you that my mom has a story about a time where she was there. God damn, that's so gross. That she was
I don't want to break
there,
down the show, but I'm pretty sure that
guy-
kid's gone.
There was a guy who, no, that kid's dead.
That kid's been kidnapped and raped in that Porta-John.
There was a guy who was paddleboarding on the water there, which is just the worst idea. That water is so gross.
Well,
That's why the fact that you were playing in it is
it's
just
a clean
disgusting.
stream. We were in the runoff.
Yeah, because paddleboarding, eventually you're gonna fall.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, you're just tempting
You're
fate.
asking for it.
Standing in the middle of this just gross, stagnant water filled with goose poop.
I remember the worst part of the day was Bueno was like, at first he didn't want to do them because he's like, I don't have sunglasses. My eyes are going to get hurt because we're going to the park and I want some sunglasses. So we go up to 7-Eleven.
Oh, you buy the night
And I bought those HD glasses. I did.
Yeah. The ones that make
some
everything
HD glasses.
Yeah.
old Chinese ladies wear to the casinos. Like,
Yeah.
And everything was red, and I started like getting into tripping when it was red, and so I couldn't take them off because that was what the world was to me. Like the sky was brown because the clouds are up there, and so seeing white clouds through those yellow things made the sky look brown and looked like the apocalypse was happening. And I was like, I can't take these glasses off. They're showing the truth. like I couldn't.
For $9.99, I can see the real world. You guys don't even know.
And then I got Bueno some little flip up glasses.
I kept having to take those things away from me too, because like you can't spend your life in the shadow world on mushrooms. It was really horrible. It was like I put them on and I heard nothing but the sound of like nails on chalkboards and visions of tearing meat and stuff like that. Like they're so awful.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah, I don't think I have them on that picture, but I had to take them off after the middle of the day because it was just like weird. I was like, everything is red, everything is evil. Like it was bad.
So we can look forward to a film TV version of that.
And that was right. I think that experience was kind of the beginning of the 5 steps. I'm glad we went there because that was like kind of right after everything happened. Right when I was like, I want to write a movie about this. I don't know what to do. We did this. We talked about how kind of the party going and the whole kind of got to talk like you're really philosophizing about. That's not even a word about stuff like that.
When you're high, it is. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And we kind of came up with like the whole acceptance and 5 steps, like what it is to move on 5 steps, and that's where the seed was planted to kind of get this. And then I finished up the rest of those mushrooms by myself. And I racked myself on my bike, and it really hurt. I didn't feel it, but I felt like, you know that sound when you drive underneath like an electrical station? It's like I racked myself, and I heard that noise. I was like, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? And I walked my bike home, just like, I don't know about this one. I had to go on a bike ride because I forgot to open up the back gate for the mowers to come in at my aunt's house, and I was sitting in the backyard, freshly on those mushrooms, and the grass just started growing. I was like, it's a jungle back here. I got to get the hell out of here.
I just want to.
We can't stop here. This is bad country.
One little fact, which is that you've ruined my chances of being in the FBI now, my friend.
Oh yeah. No, this is all on the internet now.
I was about to say you didn't bother calling me up. What? You guys have these rooms over there?
I know. I feel bad.
What am I, chopped liver?
They even had leftovers, and he finished them himself.
Yeah,
that's next week, Spencer. Don't worry.
He was just like, well, I could call Spencer. Or I could stand here on my front lawn and just eat them all.
We
Under the
really
red
want to do him
sky.
again because Bueno has to write his. He's the best man for his brother's wedding, and he says he can't write a speech unless he writes it on mushrooms. Like he can't write a best man speech unless it's on mushrooms.
I have some help for you. Find the maid of honor and ask her how long her speech is going to go, and if you can like warm up to her, you can convince her to make hers short, and then yours can be short. That's what I did.
My whole bend is simply the fact I do stand up on occasion and stuff like that. It's like it's an expectation. It's like I got to do something.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't be just awful and abysmal.
So stage fright isn't too much of a concern for you.
I'm not worried about being up. I'm just worried about actually having something that hits.
Something
just like
meaningful to say about the matter.
Yeah, I love my brother very much, and I'm very happy for him, and I hope his life goes well, and I hope I can start that whole process off with a little bit of a emotional openness and stuff, which I'm not good at. And so,
well, but there you go. See, now here's what you do: you go up there with a big boom box.
Just
boom,
in your eyes.
Hit play Real Nerds Podcast, and then you just let what you just say go through the speakers, and be like, "Oh, okay, he really loves his brother, and he hopes that things are good, and
like,
he wishes he could say things that were nice."
Do you want to rehearse it, like? Like if you had to wing it right now in 30 seconds, give us the overarching message that you want to say to your brother, like just your flat out 30-second pitch on your brother's best man speech.
I'm sorry I knocked our mother into that dishwasher.
We never had a dishwasher.
Oh, that's right.
So it's like
we were the dishwashers.
What's your brother's wife's name?
Kristen.
And that's why we love Kristen. All right, next up is the best man. Give it up for Andrew Bueno.
Simply stated, I've known you my entire life, and if there's anybody out here who I could just openly accept as being able to, watch me die and I'd be comfortable with it, you're probably it.
Taking that away. It's like, brother, if I ever needed a spotter when I shoot meth, it'd be you. You'd be the one I call. When I need to bury a body,
I really hope you outlive me.
You are the one I call. when I need to rob a bank.
That was
You.
so dark. Don't bring up death at a
Yeah,
wedding.
yeah. At the wedding, you're like,
seriously. You're like,
I know you're going through a lot of happy thoughts. We want to bang your
know.
new wife, but if someone had to watch me die, think about it.
You might as well just
Have
stand up.
that kill your marriage wedding boner.
You might as well
Your
just
brother's dying. I love you.
man.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to exercise.
You might as well
these
just
things,
stand
really.
up and say, half of all marriages end in divorce. Peace.
Yeah.
And we're all
But
gonna
I think
die.
you guys got it going on. Cheers.
Oh man.
I think I would go, if I was Bueno, I'd be like, John, you work at a pawn shop, and people bring in things, and you sell them. But there's one thing that you cannot sell, and that's true love. And that's what I see in your eyes every time I look at you and Kristen. You guys are the greatest couple I've ever seen, and you just inspire me, and I want to be like you someday. John, this one's to you. Watch me die now. And then I stab myself in the face!
Holy shit.
He just cuts his wrist right there, and it just bleeds out at the wedding.
I
I'll
just-
never be as happy or as beautiful as you.
You're the cooler brother.
You're glorious, glorious. He has a huge like old school Islam Habib beard, which we're not, we're Hispanic, not Muslim in the slightest, and I can't do it. So I'm just gonna bring up my resentment and then cap it off with the expectations for my death. No, again, I'm not horribly stuck, but yeah, part of it's like half the ideas I have are just kind of like throw down a well awful thing. So
the moral of the story is you have mushrooms. Please give them to Bueno so we can write a hefty speech soon. He's got a lot of work to do, it seems like.
gotta get in touch with my true emotions somehow.
It's only when he's high can he stop thinking about the fact that he's gonna die soon. Oh man.
Well, sorry we hijacked your podcast for extra long again. We always do this.
We have a tendency.
That's okay. It's
That's
okay.
fun.
We're
'Cause
rambling, man.
the only thing we have to look forward to is talking about Pain and
Oh,
Gain.
and I've been waiting to ream this fucking movie all night.
Here we go.
So this week we saw Pain and Gain. It's the new movie from Michael Bay. Brad, should people see Pain and Gain?
I thought it was actually really funny, but I'm not really emotionally invested in it. It was I enjoyed seeing it once, and that's probably how it'll leave me.
Spencer, should people see Pain and Gain?
I thought it was a little bit more hardcore for my particular style. So I'm going to say, yeah, go see it and see how hardcore it is for you. See if you like it.
Bueno?
It's a lot of noise and colors, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of fun in there, but it's so really overwrought. You could tell he's really kind of trying to kind of present, he's trying to present something that's supposedly organically his rather than a franchise or an extension of something else.
Yeah.
And as a result, I mean, the amount of effort behind it, it felt like a 3-hour movie, but I think it was just like a touch over 2 hours. It just it started to drag by the fact that they were just so over eager to present so many different characters and to give each of them so many kind of defining little moments, and it just kind of ended up just spinning back on itself quite a bit. So I mean, there's a lot going on, but it just, yeah, kind of a mess. I thought fun, but a mess.
Maddie?
Yeah, that movie's White Girl Wasted. It is a hot mess of. So when I watch a movie, the first person who we go into a voiceover inner monologue is the main character. You don't give that to every character in your movie. That's what threw me off the most. I was like, oh, he's the main character. Oh, maybe he's not the main character. Maybe this is the main character. Everyone had an inner monologue. Everyone was like, you could even that
chick.
That stupid girl was like, and then she showed up in Mexico for no reason. I'm from Transylvania, so they dropped me off in Mexico, and I walked across the border, and I was on top of a mountain.
All right. Before we start going into details.
This killed me. No, don't go see that movie.
All right.
That was a really good sight gag, though.
I got
know.
that joke. That was
I'm
funny.
so conflicted right now.
Hold on.
I haven't decided. It's a
Yeah.
maybe. Go see it if you want to, but you can probably find better use for your time, to be honest.
So I'm going to say that by the time this movie was over, I had a headache. And there's
all took
ibuprofen on the
ibuprofen,
table. Yeah,
man. We all
my,
took
my head
ibuprofen.
actually hurt from watching this movie, and I will own the shit out of it the day it comes out. It feels to me like what it must be like inside of Michael Bay's head all the time. And that said, here's the trailer.
My name is Daniel Lugo, and I want to make America a better place. If you're willing to do the work, you can have anything. That's what makes the US of A great.
You work hard, and what does life serve you? A shame sandwich with a side order of shit. Don't be a don'ter. Do be a doer. I had a wife, 2 beautiful daughters. Thank God I left her. Now I'm with 7 honeys, of which I can choose from.
Oh my God, this guy understands me.
Don't you think we deserve better? 'Cause I do.
Mr. Doble, are you currently using steroids?
I think they messed me up.
It took a lot of balls to come in here.
More like raisinets.
At least yours are chocolate-covered raisinets. Hey. Oh, sorry.
We're being kept down by people who cheated to get where they are. I got a plan to change that.
You can't kidnap a guy and take his things.
Sure we can.
Victor Kershaw is a criminal prick who deserved bad shit to happen to him.
We go through with this, nobody gets hurt, right?
Oh, man, I watched a lot of movies, Paul. I know what I'm doing.
We're looking for merchandise to shock, incapacitate, and imprison our fellow man.
Hit me!
Eagle is on the move.
Neutralize the target.
Ass wipe! Did you get him? Where is he?
There he is!
You got the wrong BMW!
It was an honest mistake!
We thought it was the same car. It looks exactly the same.
Welcome to the club, like, what up? I got a big cock.
What the fuck do you want? You knocked him out, man. What the fuck did you do that for?
Okay, I need to read the manual. I didn't figure it out.
Need it anymore.
Oh, here, you take it.
You guys have successfully acquired every asset you had.
Thanks, buddy.
It's all legal and binding, and they're enjoying it.
I'm gonna rock your world. Ninja style.
Give me my money back!
What do we do now? Star 69. You want to have sex with him?
What's with you clowns? That's that cabbage patch!
All right, here's the deal, little fella. I'm gonna headbutt you and knock you out.
You do something bad?
Maybe a little. They got my toe. You can see the bone. Hey, little buddy, you hungry?
What the hell are you doing on the ground?
That hurts.
Well, it's supposed to hurt. It's called pain and gain, Rusty. Don't be a little bitch.
Don't eyeball me, boy. I see your mother driving up and down the street looking at me. I'll be your stepfather by the weekend.
Okay, so now we can just talk about everything that happens in this movie and spoil the shit out of it. Yeah, you're right. The narration thing, as soon as it started, I was like, oh, this script must be garbage.
I wanted to like it so much, but the first 5 minutes was repeatedly telling me that this was a true story. It's
Yeah.
like
Well,
that's all I got for the first 5 minutes. Is like, this is, guess what? Did I tell you this was a true story?
Well, and all of that narration is like, it never lets the story start. It's just setting stuff up and having like a scene where you're like, and then I met this guy and we were gonna do this, and it's like telling you, okay, this is gonna go somewhere eventually. And I feel like it is, because there's just so much ridiculous plot there that they feel like, okay, we got to get all the exposition out of the way at the beginning, but it's a lazy ass script.
I think ultimately you got to look at it. I mean, there's no real symbolic weight to anything that goes on.
No.
I mean, they kind of have an overarching play they're making for, again, like the American dream and what it means to be a success and
but
stuff
they're
like
so
that.
stupid that they don't know what it means.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, yeah, it's just kind of it's so much candy, and there are really good performances in it. I actually individually like a lot of their performances, but again, it just felt they just kind of kept just beating. It was a dead horse with every kind of role, it seemed like.
Yeah.
The cycles they were following, they could have followed quicker and tighter arcs, and you would have had a lot more invested if it just had concluded itself a little bit more, cleanly.
Yeah,
but
yeah, because like as good as The Rock is, because every scene The Rock is in,
Oh, yeah,
he's
he's brilliant.
amazing. But his character is completely like incoherent and inconsistent. Where like one moment he's the super Christian guy, and the next moment like he's just
doing
The Rock,
blow.
Getting
and
talked
then the
into
next scene
running someone over.
Yeah, and then the next scene he's so high on coke that it's a completely different character, and they're all great. Like he's making you laugh the whole time, but you don't care.
I can tell The Rock's never done coke before either. The way that he was doing coke in that movie was just like he smashes the side of his face up against it, and he's like,
he's always
like waste the whole line.
He did that thing with the jaw though. He was always like,
yeah.
yeah.
Because Bay told him to do that.
Right.
Bay
He's like,
was
dude, have you ever done this?
Look
Just
what
do
I'm doing
something
all day
weird with your
long.
face."
Do exactly what I'm doing.
Oh, poor Rock and his bad realistic drug depiction.
But
Unrealistic.
I kept, especially because there's a lot of like nice houses in this movie, and I kept trying to figure out like, are any of these Michael Bay's house? Because they look like Michael Bay.
Sure.
Like at one point, in one of the boring parts, in the middle when I was distracted, I was thinking like, you remember that commercial that Michael Bay did for Fios, where it was like at his house and he had a tiger and like he's got a remote control that just makes shit blow up around his house. So like he hits it and like the pool blows up, and he hits it and like that planter blows up and shit like that. The commercial's amazing, and this movie is like a full movie of that commercial where like, what if in this scene that dude is a midget, and what like everything is just ridiculous, and every van has shag carpeting, and every like yeah, like
go out of the way to show that girl's butt in a shot too. It's like,
oh yeah,
and we have to redo that take because you didn't lift her up high enough to see her ass cheek.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
every shot is her butt.
And I think if you are a movie person enough that you can see the Michael Bay-ness in a movie, I think that this movie is funnier because every time that he does his Michael Bay shots, like when they're kidnapping the porn guy and he's doing that, like I go through this tiny hole in the wall and I see this scene and then I go back and like it's
the spin,
where he's just going back and forth between the rooms.
Spin.
It was hilarious because I was like, why are you doing this in this movie?
Damn it, that's when I fell asleep.
Oh,
I missed that part. That's my favorite. That's my favorite Bay trick too, and I just missed it.
Oh,
Damn it.
yeah.
He did the same thing in one of the Bad Boys too, right?
Yeah, he does.
Kind of cycling around a room.
He also does it in Transformers 2. That goes like inside that little hole in the wall and
He does
outside.
it,
and
I think he does it in
around.
2 of the Transformers
Loves
movies.
that shit because that's all he did in this.
He
movie.
does it twice in Transformers 2 because it's also on top of the building it goes around. Like he does it twice in one movie, and like that's his thing. And I love that exact continuous shot moving around.
There's a really, really long. The Rock stands up, the camera's at a low angle, and he pulls his shoulders back and looks up in the sky, and the camera spins around him at his feet. That shot,
the shirt says like "I love Jesus" on it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Team Jesus.
I think it says "Only Way Jesus."
Yeah, only way Jesus is pointing an arrow towards the guy.
Yeah. But like that is the other shot of every time somebody gets out of a car in a Michael Bay movie is that shot, and he does it forever in this movie, and it's hilarious.
Tampons
but only
and
if you know
goggles.
that.
What? I never saw a criminal put tampons and goggles on a bad guy.
Yeah, and it's shit like that where you're like, this is hilarious. But
By the way, Tony Shalhoub, fucking great. I
Oh
thought he
yeah,
was
absolutely.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
As was Ed Harris, and it's kind of for a couple of roles that kind of I think in the spectrum of it didn't necessarily get as much weight.
Ed Harris is in a different movie.
Yeah,
like
right?
Ed Harris is in like Zodiac or some shit.
He's like a noir script out of
yeah.
nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a Burn Notice kind of thing where he's just that cool older dude hanging out in Miami.
It's kind of like John Malkovich in Con Air, where he's just like he's a little bit too good for like this movie that he's in right now.
Oh, absolutely. But he's like Ed Harris in The Rock. To be fair,
that's true. Actually,
yeah.
All the acting was good. The camera work was awesome. Like there was some really cool shots.
Absolutely.
But the only bad part was just the script. It's just a lot of convoluted stuff.
Yeah.
I bet they shot so much stuff. Because like we were just reacting at the same stuff, like the same dumb stuff. Like how they end up in like a sex shop? Like when did that?
Yeah.
Where is that connection made? Like I didn't see that.
The movie is incoherent at moments. Like it'll jump to a new scene, and you're going, "Where the fuck are we? And why?"
He's broke, but he can afford a warehouse to hold the guy hostage in.
Yeah.
So many things took me out of that movie where I was just like frustrated.
Yeah.
I was so mad because I wanted to like it. I loved the trailer, and I wanted to like it.
I like comedies, but I don't think they need to be so violent like that. I don't like seeing like dudes cut off hands.
I was just gonna say like
funny, but
by the end of the movie.
Movie,
oh god, that's maybe the funniest part is when they come back and The Rock is outside grilling hands. Like that might be the funniest shot in the movie. like just genuinely, not like stupid Michael Bay
And
funny.
that's
but
when
like,
they pointed out that this is a true story. Where he's like,
yes,
"Hey, guys,
yes,
go
that
on."
was the
Still
second
a
point.
trill,
Which that again, I think that's one of the funniest jokes is when they pop in that. Some of those things, oh man, it's so wacky. Those like not title card things, but where
Screen
they,
graphics.
Yeah, the screen graphics.
They always
exactly.
stop and go to like a yellow freeze frame. It's like, what the? You guys don't like fade into black anymore. That's the new thing, is just fade to funny picture.
Yeah.
Again, was the film kind of having no real kind of subtextual element? I mean, you look at something like Scott Pilgrim, which was insanely manic, presented its elements very openly,
Yeah.
and kind of it's the same condition to a point. I mean, I love Scott Pilgrim, but again,
Right.
the way it kind of plays those elements, it's providing almost like a user guide as you're going through the movie. And Pain and Gain try to do much the same thing. But again, it's just too, as manic as Scott Pilgrim was, it still kind of manages to...
There's no heart at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
See, Spring Breakers, because it's the closest thing to Pain and Gain out there right now. Like, those two movies are, one's a bunch of meatheads and one's a bunch of hot girls. It's like the same polar opposites. Like, it's this, they both go American Dream at the last shot, the last thing. Yeah.
To be fair, Pain and Gain had its fair share of the girls with the butts. So
Yeah, I think it's got.
Ass
I think
everywhere is great.
Pain and Gain's got better butts.
And tits, lots of tits.
No, I think Spring
Naked
Breakers
tits,
got
but
you in
those
tits,
cleavage
but
are okay cleavage. I
Yeah.
like seeing the images.
The I was gonna bring up though the violence thing. Like it, one of the problems with the script is that at the beginning I feel like you're supposed to be rooting for Marky Mark, and by the end I'm like, wait a second, this guy is so stupid that he actually is like a homicidal maniac. Like we've laughed our way into him being a psychopath.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I, especially the first half or so, you just sort of think like, well, they're criminals, but they're just bumbling idiots, and that's the story. But the point at which they're chopping up bodies is the point at which, like tonally, it's impossible for them to keep a lid on things.
Right, yeah.
Like, so that by the end, when they're like, oh, and then he got sentenced to death, and I'm going, wait,
yeah,
how did you turn this
there's
into
nothing
that
cohesive
movie?
About that. Like,
yeah,
the transition between this fun manic energy and these really overly played comedic moments, and then the fact that you have these horrible, it never quite gels. It's not a fun contrast.
the tone was so, especially when it's like you're sentenced to death. And who's the character, the black actor who went it's like sentenced to death, funny shot of my face.
And then to be as morbid as possible at the end, they do the Argo thing of like, here's the actual person in real life that we didn't even try to make this actor look like.
Right.
And
That one dude
here's-
wasn't even black.
And
Wasn't
then
even close to The Rock either.
And then they're like sentenced to death, and I'm like, you're like playing, poppy fun, actually mid '90s rap music underneath. Like, hey, it's the end of the movie time. All right.
What was the
You
song
had so
at the
much
end,
fun.
too?
It was
Gangsta's
Gangsta's Paradise.
Was
Yeah.
it? No, was that Gangsta's Paradise at the end? Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
lord!
Yeah, so they're playing Gangsta's Paradise, and like, it's the end of the movie. You had a great time, didn't you? And then they're like, dead, like real people
In jail
up
for
there,
15
like,
years.
yeah,
Died
in
in
prison.
For the same
That's the
reasons.
saddest one.
Yeah, I had
That
a
guy had the
problem-
least to do with that shit. He
Yeah.
was the one who was tricked the most.
Yeah.
I had a problem with was it 30 Minutes or Less, the
Oh, yeah.
Zombieland guys thing, just simply because like they were such something inherently insensitive. Like somebody actually fucking died this way. Like somebody
Yeah.
went out and there wasn't a happy ending to this. That guy
Yeah.
was killed.
Yeah.
And it's just like we're gonna make a fun romp, and it's the same kind of thing with this. We're just like again, if there, I don't know, I don't necessarily have a check between what's factual and what wasn't from that film, but
Yeah.
at the same time, people obviously probably had to have died,
Right.
on both ends, both the criminal, the people who perpetrated the offense and the actual victims. And again, we got to have a fun romp. There was no kind of emotional weight attached to these people's deaths, and these people's deaths actually fucking happened.
Yeah.
So it was just felt kind of, it just kind of rang. It kind of gives pause in the back of the spine of just like, that's really cheap.
Yeah, it almost feels like, Michael Bay was reading the script, and as he's going along, he's like, oh, these guys are fucking dumbasses, and this is really funny. And he gets to the end where everybody dies, and he goes, oh, fuck, nobody can make this movie. I'll do it anyway. Whatever.
Well,
And
the
then,
credits guy fixed that part.
Yeah. Like, as long as we don't put their pictures at the credits, it'll be fine.
That face of like, "What?
Yeah.
I'm dying. It's so stupid.
Julio brings it back.
Yeah.
Oh, man, there were so many like out of place songs too. I loved it.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not sure Gangsta's Paradise fits the bill.
It was
for
supposed
that
to take place in the
Yeah.
90s. Is that right?
Yeah,
That's what I
95.
thought. It just felt like Current Miami. They didn't. Like,
It was absolutely current.
They didn't go out their
Well
way to
done.
show me a Walkman or anything like that to make me really
no,
feel like it was
at
90s.
one point he's got a giant
Oh, the
ass cell
big-
phone
when he's like
and
hustling the old people.
Yeah, and he's driving that what's that car?
Fiero.
The Fiero. Yeah.
That's true.
I think
fear was the
all the
biggest part.
costuming was spot on too. Everything seemed period appropriate in that
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about the squad cars? They look like new Crown Vics to me.
All the strippers looked like what when I would go to strip clubs in '95. That's what they looked like.
What? You were like 7.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Anyway,
he had the quality ones at that age.
They're like,
Oh.
oh, your little
I'm trying to
boy's
think
so
of like
cute.
the contemporary Dickensian child character you were selling hot buns to the strippers or something.
So I looked up. This movie was written by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who I've never really heard before. But they've written a bunch of the Marvel movies, and they also wrote "You Kill Me." Have you seen that movie before?
No.
Because it's fantastic.
With Ben
It's,
Kingsley and
yeah, with
Taylor
Ben
Yoni?
Kingsley. Yeah, that movie is really good and a smart comedy, crime film. So it's really disappointing to know that maybe Michael Bay screwed up the script. Maybe Michael Bay came in and was like, "What if I take all the dialogue out of order?"
He's the ultimate fucker upper though, because he was
yeah.
like Transformers. He did that. Then he was like Ninja Turtles. They're all aliens, and like he wants to be the guy who.
I mean, I love the shit out of his movies, but you're right.
Yeah.
he makes trash.
I like the Transformers. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, I love the shit out of some Transformers.
The biggest problem with the man's work, though, is just that his scale overreaches the actual weight of the work. Where it's just like again, you have the Pain and Gain felt so fucking long, and it was a slightly over 2-hour movie, which I can't really overstress enough, but it felt like 3.5 hours.
does,
to me.
yeah.
I felt like, dude, totally. We were in there forever.
Dude, it dragged.
And I think it's because there's so much story there. Like the
overwhelming.
circumstances are constantly changing. So you're always like feel like you're at the beginning or the middle of a story, even if you're at the end.
I've never had a headache like that from a movie. That was nuts.
It's because it's so manic.
Well, and the way the rhythm works, it feels like it just simply ends. Like it just kind of they do the coda thing where they kind of cycle it to where the end's the beginning, et cetera, kind of, but not really. Like it starts and stops, and again, honestly, I don't think the man has any business outside of 90 minutes because after that point, it just kind of collapses on itself. I think.
No.
I think if that movie had been a 90-minute movie, I'd be a lot more favorable toward it.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Every shot of The Rock was like from his waist down, or camera was below him looking up.
Oh yeah.
Every shot was just like glamour shot of Rock.
I think that when The Rock shows up on your set, you're like, you know what? I have to make sure that everybody knows how big you are.
Or maybe
we got to get that camera real low so that everybody feels like, dude, that guy's fucking huge.
Or maybe he's just so big he just doesn't fit in the frame like everyone else does.
Yeah.
So they gotta.
We don't have a big enough crane to get you in a shot.
You're just a right Maori man mountain, so we'll get low and see what we can get.
Honestly, though, half of the movie is shot from like the camera below your knees
in slow motion, pushing.
But
in.
some of those slow motion, like when that dude got tased in the head.
Well,
it was
shot.
That had to be CG.
It was shot on the Epic. So much of that film is CG. Like the airplane going over, that was a CG
oh my
airplane.
God, I love that shot because I was like, yeah, it's Michael Bay's in this movie.
And then like the spit when I think that was
Tony Shalhoub.
CG. When he, at the very end was like when he was running away.
One.
That's what he's running in the very beginning. That's fake because they shot that on the red Epic. It said at the very end, it was like shot on red Epic. So a lot of those push-ins too are post-production, like non-organic dollies. They're like they have the frame, and then with that camera, the data is so big, you can push in and like make it like set your point from here, and then in 30 seconds I want to be here, and it'll slowly push into that for 30 seconds. So that's why like when those cops were coming out of the car and it was like over crank slow motion, it was moving in, like they just set up a camera and said, "Get out of the car," and like they ran it, and then in post they pushed that in,
dude,
so they could just shoot it super fast. Like that's like in Synergy, like a lot of those dollies, they're not dollies. We did that in post. We just moved in the camera. Because the data is just so fat. The data is just raw. 5K image, you could move it on that thing for days. Like you've seen The Sitter, you see them. You know that when it's like going in on the bike like that. That's all that one shot. Like they just filmed them, and they're like, "Fuck, we got to cut open credit to this one." And I'm pretty sure they like moved in, all with that red camera because that's what they can do. That was shot on the red also.
Shot on Rojo.
You still have to apply to kind of to the focal length of that too, though. I mean, I know the sensor data gives you kind of a decent amount of clarity running to a certain point, but I mean, some of that was practical.
Well, if you watch The Sitter, it's very grainy when it goes in close, and that's because they did that with the post on the red and like.
I mean specifically Pain and Gain, because again, some of those I mean, they get pretty crystal on Marky Mark, even for some of the movement they're applying. Because I think they probably use it as an enhancement someplace.
I saw where it could be dolly because of natural judder, but the ones that were just like smooth in, like the one that's like my favorite shot of the whole movie is the one with the old guy sitting down and there's all those lawn chairs. Like it does nothing to do with. It was like when he's talking about the Gold Sun Gym being a place for only old people. And there was that pushing shot of all these like chairs, like by the pool, and like there's this old man sitting in a chair, and they were like going over the chairs. It was like they just set that up and popped it in. But that was like like some of the shots were super beautiful because I was like everything I've seen so far has been in the trailer. Like the first half of the movie was in the trailer, and then they popped at that chair shot, and I was like, that's awesome.
I had that fear with this movie too, where like maybe the first time that The Rock shows up, partially because of all that voiceover crap. But the first time that The Rock shows up, I was like, I saw all these scenes in the trailer. Like,
oh yeah, everything was in the trailer. They ruined it with the trailer.
Yeah, it's just.
I like those movies.
I still really love it. I laughed my ass off so much in that movie, but it hurt to watch.
Yeah, dude, there was several times where I closed my eyes, like I couldn't. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch this. I gotta cover my eyes.
I was getting frustrated with just everything that was going on. I almost checked out permanently. I was like, oh, what is going on? Why is everyone talking inside of their heads?
Yeah.
So much there was worth liking, and that's kind of the weird part about it. It was like there's a lot of elements I can kind of pick and choose, but just it's kind of the classic overspicing like a meal or something like that, where just like every element got thrown and every character got to do so much, and it's just like if you just kind of paled it down just in certain places, you would have found a more organic mix of all these elements.
Feels like style over substance.
Feels like classic Bay.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So if you like Michael Bay, go see the movie because you won't be sad.
I will be there opening day for Bad Boys 3. It doesn't matter.
That movie was basically Bad Boys 3, the prequel. It was like bad young men.
Yeah.
Bad beefy. Yeah, that's a meathead movie. It was a total meathead movie.
What's just stupid boys?
Like before the movie, we got pizza because we're like, we're about ready to go see a workout movie. What
we need
how
to
can
chub out.
How can we be as slob as possible? I'm eat 2 pizzas.
Yeah,
I believe I only had one, but they were like this big.
Or 2 because I want to impress the sexy lady working the counter.
Yeah,
I want that young high schooler to know that I can eat 2 slices.
I ain't gotta worry about cholesterol.
He ain't counting points.
Pretty hardcore, bro.
I don't really remember how to wrap up the show. I will say this though: keep an eye on the website because in the next week we will be putting up all this stuff about how you can buy our exclusive Denver Comic Con 2013 shirts.
That's right,
Real Nerds shirts. So if you didn't buy shirts last week or last year,
which
is most of you.
Yeah.
You should totally check it out.
Fun. That's gonna be nuts.
We're gonna have. Let me tell you. It's art that we commissioned last year at the con, and Brad has gone in and he's played with it and made it look fucking amazing.
That's awesome.
I am so excited. They're the coolest looking shirts.
Dude,
they're gonna be so great.
Well, yeah, 3, 4 of them.
Yeah.
Sign us up for 4 straight away because Ziesman needs one.
He's in.
We
have 5 orders.
All right, cool. They're gonna be $50 a piece. So no, I'm just kidding.
That's way cheaper.
It's also gonna be on Ziesman's tab.
No, all of that stuff will be on the website.
Be sure to wear them in your next film.
Yeah. And
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna take orders ahead of time, and then we will hand them out at Denver Comic Con. So if you're there, you can pick them up, and if you're not there, we will mail them to you after that date.
Besides Stan
and
Lee,
if we know you in real life, we might just give them to you in advance.
What's gonna be the best part of Denver Comic Con?
It's Joe Kelly. Dude, man. Honestly, it's
Joe Kelly.
It's Joe Kelly is one of the comic writers that's there.
Nice.
He's the one guy who's made me cry.
Is it gonna be pretty big this year?
It's gonna be huge. That's what I was gonna say.
I'm super pumped for you guys. It's gonna be awesome.
The energy on the floor, I think, is the coolest thing about it. Like,
I've
that's
never
what
been
I felt
to
like
one
last year.
I want to kind of want to.
You should buy tickets. Go to DenverComicCon.com and buy tickets before they run out. The Stanley VIP tickets are all already gone. They sold out in like 24 hours.
Yeah. I'll rep my Real Nerd shirt at Denver Comic Con.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Go to the Facebook page. Like us on Facebook. Real Nerds on Facebook. You'll find us somewhere. Send us an email. It's like realnerds@gmail.com.
You can do that, yeah.
You can tweet us, real_nerds. The underscore is important. You can find our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can listen to us there. You can find us on Stitcher as Real Nerds.
Yeah, we never pimped Stitcher enough, and that's why we're slipping in the rankings.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah. So go on to Stitcher, listen to us there. Go on to iTunes, subscribe to us. Don't just listen on iTunes. Hit the subscribe button. Do us a favor.
And if you want to be on the show and can't actually be here to record it, you can call our hotline at 720-6nerds5 and leave us a message. And if it cuts you off, call back and leave a second addendum message.
Yeah, and then we'll just cut it together like a super message.
We've done that before.
I got it in my. See, you got your podcast, but look at there's.
Oh, yeah.
You got the other Real Nerds in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Some Oblivion.
And then I have one more thing to announce, because this will be out by then. On Tuesday night, I am judging the April open screen night.
Oh, really?
Damn.
So,
dude, too cool. I didn't know that.
I'm gonna go give a movie to that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go submit something. I got a little thing in my pocket for that one.
Bring me your stuff. Feed my eyeballs.
Maybe Chris has Blue Demon cut.
I'm gonna submit Blown Smoke.
Nice.
I do
wanna
take
submit
bribes.
Blue Demon.
So.
We're gonna submit some
And
shit.
friends of the show will get extra points.
Yeah.
And it's by Rooster Cat Coffee House.
That's right.
Between 10th and 11th on Lincoln, they're the ones who do it now, and you can win like $50 if you of coffee money if you give a good if you win that night.
Oh, and we should also say because he has been really helpful. It's part of why we've had all these guests on the show, and he was awesome at Starfest. Go to freshfilmnews.com and follow them there because all of the local Denver
Fresh
news
Film
stuff
is the
awesome. Arthur is
Martinez.
the best.
Fresh Film's the freshest.
Yeah,
It's the
and we never picked them enough.
Yeah.
So that's the show.
I want to say if
we did that somehow.
If someone wants to find me on Matt R. O'Connor, Twitter, if you direct message me, let's say the words pancakes, I'll send you a screener of 5 steps. If you really want to see it, you're listening to this for the Real Nerds fans.
Oh man, exclusive.
Find me on Twitter at Matt R. O'Connor, OCONNOR.
I want that
message
screener I'm
me
doing
the
right now.
word pancake, and I will send you a private password protected screener that 5 steps for you to check it out. That's going to only be up for a couple weeks. So when this releases, you have 2 weeks to hit me up, and I'm gonna.
Dude, that's badass.
Yeah, it's the special incentives for all those badass, motherfucker, powerful people who are listening.
Anywhere else we can find you guys online?
If you fit and you want to send some nude selfies, I'm at not really, that's awful.
That's the worst.
Yeah, Andrew_Bueno, uppercase A and B, on the Twitters, on the tweeters.
I'm Spencer Novocaine, and I'm on just Facebook.
He's just
That's all
Facebook.
I
He doesn't
got.
have a Twitter.
Dude, that's so hard. Facebook's hard enough to use.
But
two Guns, Drugs, and Twombly are on the Facebook wall that
Guns,
I
Drugs,
saw.
Synergy is online now. Like I've released it, so you can go just search Guns, Drugs, and Synergy. It's on my Facebook, on my Twitter, and you can watch the whole 14-minute cut
in their entirety.
In the entirety,
badass.
You should. It's hilarious.
You'll have a cathartic experience. It's not as convoluted as Pain and Gain. I trust you. It's easier story to follow.
All right.
Right.
With that,
This has been-
our thoughts go out to Ryan. We hope he's okay.
Yeah,
sorry about your
we'll
coke
see him
binge,
in
man.
10 to 15.
I didn't mean to sell you that much.
Yeah, it's really too bad.
You got to handle your high.
Aw, handle your high. Thanks, Kevin Smith.
This has been a
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
thanks
on.
for being on the show,
Yeah.
guys.
No, thanks for coming
and of
back.
course, come back.
Yeah.
You know, for
We'll
your next
always be
production.
back to make your podcast extremely long.
Yeah, well, we were making such a great time there.
This
at the
one's an
beginning,
hour
and then-
shorter.
Yeah, we were cranking, and
Yeah.
then we're like,
we only had
we're
2?
tired.
We're 2 hours and 22.
That's
Oh,
pretty
okay.
good.
So
it's not the 3.5 we did last time for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, bye.
Bye. I love you. This shit's like a tiny little drone, except for I'm in the zone, so I'm gonna get some Captain Cone and gonna put it in my throat. My mind is blown. Whoa. Yeah, we on the Real Nerds, going big, motherfucker. Have you heard the word? We're gonna do the intro. You're gonna get this for real. The Real Nerds podcast, deep in your ears. We're in your ears, motherfucker, going all night long. So when you hear the song, gonna sing along. This is the Real Nerds podcast. Listen up, big. We're gonna have some fun. Movies we watched, son.
That's awesome. That is so going into the show.
Oh, that's yeah. That's